look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you. You're my favorite view, but there's nothing new. Girl, you make my heart beat.
And we are back.
Welcome back, Bumble Bitches.
Season 4, episode 32, I think, of the To Be Better podcast.
Should have checked before we sat down.
It means after today, we'll only have 20 Monday episodes left to record for the year.
Wild. And then into season 5.
And then into season 5.
I love it. It's crazy.
Yep.
Thank you guys for being here for that.
Life is wild, man.
It is.
Had a lot of gratitude on my way to the gym this morning. Real shit, to this morning was one of the first days in a long time that I woke up angry. Like I woke up and did not want to get out of bed. Like you got up to go pee and I heard you get out of bed after I turned my alarm off and I waited for you and I laid there for a minute and I'm like, I'm not doing this today.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking tired and I don't want to keep getting up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym to avoid people. And I was like, this is bullshit. Like I don't want to do this. And I started getting frustrated with myself and I got up and I let Ivy out and she took longer than normal. Normally she's in and out and right back in the room. It took her 20 minutes to go to the bathroom this morning.
Wow.
I don't know if she's chasing something in the yard or what she was doing because it's dark out there. I'm not going. But I'm out there on the computer and I'm getting my shoes and socks on and I'm trying to catch up a little bit for the day, running through messages and shit. And I actually had to call her to get her to come back in so I could get to the gym on time. And on my way there, I was able to change my mindset from fuck this to gratitude. But I've been really thinking about where our life is and like thought a lot about the Kentucky barbecue this morning. I thought a whole lot about going back to Arizona this morning. I thought about all the stuff that we're trying to do with tinctures and extracts and fucking all of the other things that we've got going with the church and you know the Guardian program. And I think I'm going to announce another Guardian program in the next week. I also think that next year if we're going to be doing quarterly ceremonies, I think that we should be doing biannual ceremonies. That's Guardian or invite only, so that we can have smaller situations so that the guardians who are holding space for other people can come and sit with sacrament and do the things. I have a lot that I want to do with that, but I was thinking about the podcast and I was thinking about where we're at and I was thinking about the loss of the fall off that we've had because we've lost quite a bit. Like we went from, you know, we had really big numbers on Patreon for a while there and those numbers have dropped 30, 45%. Like we had a huge fall off and it really worried me and it really bothered me, but I'm realizing that the people that we currently have is that core group and it's stabilized.
Yes.
And that's comforting to me, right? And then I started thinking about the fact that like there are people in our Discord who have been here since the very beginning. And I understand that there have been people in the last 8 months to a year that left the Discord that are no longer part of the community because they feel like they no longer benefit from being here. And that's fine. Like I think that's going to happen. You know, I realize that at the time that people leave, I feel betrayed or like hurt that they're leaving us because we have such dope relationships with some of these people who have been here for a long time. But I realized that like, it's not a real relationship at that point, right? Like if it was a real relationship and it wasn't just a digital thing, those relationships would continue beyond what it currently was. You know what I mean? And like, there's also a lot of usury that falls into a lot of this for me. I really feel like there's a lot of people that come into our life and just fucking take. And like, I you know, I was pretty bitter about that for a long time too. And I think I'm accepting that now also. I realize that that's what we're here for. It is, I do believe that's what we're here for. I think that us coming in and giving the way that we give and do the way that we do, it's going to get the people who are only here to take. And when they get what they need, they're going to go on their own way. And that's what we're doing. So I shouldn't be fucked up by the feeling of people taking.
Yeah.
Like I need to be grateful that they were able to receive and just go. Like it's a new perspective, right? And that helped add to my gratitude this morning too. So you also read my mind today, which was really fucking dope. You were like, okay, I'm leaving. And you kissed me and you were on your way out the door and like the door was starting to close and I turned around and I was about to yell, I want a hash brown. And you came back with McDonald's.
I did.
Got some hash browns and an egg and cheese McMuffin.
Yep.
Made my morning. Yep.
I agree with that perspective of this is what we do. We are serving, right? And real shit. I am of the mindset that if I see a homeless person, I'm going to give you $20.
Yeah.
I don't care if you spend it on alcohol. I don't care if you go spend it on McDonald's or you go buy a book with it. That $20 is going to make your existence a little bit more enjoyable for you.
And it doesn't matter to us.
Right? It doesn't affect my life one way or the other. That is my freedom of choice. And then beyond that, it's their freedom of choice.
I normally, I can't say always, because that would be a lie. I'm going to say that 95% of the time when I see a homeless person, I give them money.
Yeah.
If I've got cash on me, game on.
Right.
Like, because I keep console money, and sometimes there's $100 in there. Like, I put all my ones and shit in there, and like, I'll hand it off. Or like when we're in Vegas and we're walking and I've got a knot in my pocket, if I walk by a homeless person and I can quickly get somewhere to get it out, when we walk back by them and give it to them. First time you experienced that, you were like, I love that you just did that. And I was like, I do this shit all the time. I've been homeless. I know what it is to not know. You know what I mean? I also understand that there's days that those homeless people make a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, depending on where you're at and the gratitude of others and like your situation, it can be a lot. We were coming back from Kentucky. There was 4 homeless people sitting on the side of a road at a gas station panhandling. And like, I was like, cool, man, they're working together. I can fuck with this. And I watched the car in front of them give them money. And the guy that was standing there was arguing with the woman that was standing there. And they were not indeed working together. When the car drove off, he grabbed the money from her and took it. And like the light went green and I was getting ready to go and hand a bunch of money out the window. But I was afraid that if I handed that lady that stack of money, because it looked like a lot, it was probably only like $60.
A bunch of ones, yeah.
But if I would have handed it to her, what would have happened?
Right.
Like there was
and these were older people.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a whole lot of worry there in that. And like, I actually regret not going back and being like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute, and pulling her aside to give her that money, because that shit's sitting in my console. It's not like I need it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Jenny said, I agree with, I just real quick want to read this because I paused the chat. Go ahead. I'll leave it sitting.
I brought all of that up to say that that's my same perspective in the podcast. We're putting that information out there anyway.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's their freedom of will or freedom of choice to continue onward or whatever it is. Yeah.
Somebody said in the chat yesterday that they love our content, but they think they're ready to give up on their relationship. And they said that like it's somehow like we failed them, or their relationship failed, so they're done with our content, or whatever the case may be. And like, I mean, maybe if that's the way that you view this, then you're kind of missing the point, because your relationship is the byproduct of you. This podcast is not about your relationship. It is about you becoming more than you currently are. And if that means that your relationship fails and you evolve, you still had your metamorphosis. Like there's still an evolution that's happening there because of the information that you've got. It's a beautiful thing, right? So Jenny said, I agree with that. There's a lot of people who are trying to use you. There are also people who join just so that they can fulfill that parasocial relationship. And when it doesn't work, they dip. Doesn't work the way they want, they dip. And we've seen that quite a bit.
Yeah.
We've seen that quite a bit. And we've also had people that leave that come back because of their finances. Guys, if you are a member of our Discord on any server, church server, Discord servers, whatever.
And it doesn't matter what tier.
Right. And you're getting ready to leave because you're running into financial troubles, for the love of God, tag a moderator or one of us. Like, it doesn't matter who. We have given lots of months away. We would rather you stay and live in the community and be here than fucking leave and come back and like missed all that time and potential growth and new people here that you haven't interacted with. Like it's better to be than to not, you know?
Yep. I had a woman yesterday say that she was going to have to downgrade her tier because she is losing her job.
Yeah.
And I reached out to her. I'm giving her 2 months of my sacred sisterhood. That's a very high tier, right? And that's not I don't think you're taking advantage of me when I offer that.
Right. That's
right.
what you offered. They didn't ask.
I'm offering it because I agree. In those moments where a massive life thing is about to happen, like losing your job, or you're now financially strapped and living paycheck to paycheck and you've never experienced this before, these are hardships in life. This is the time you need community most.
Right.
Giving away a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever accommodation can be met, it is worth it to help you.
And I know I just said they didn't ask for it, and we're telling you to ask for it.
Yeah.
There's a difference from reaching out and being like, hey, I just lost my job versus, hey, I just don't want to pay this for the next 6 months, right? I don't know. You're right. That is when the community matters the most. That is when people are at their lowest and need people. Like there's the idea of losing your job even if you make really good money and have a savings, there's a whole lot of stress that comes along with that. What am I going to do now? What if I can't find another job that pays the same? Like Bandit said, he has an unused partner for anyone that needs a hand up due to financial reasons.
So Serena in the chat, shout out to Serena. Her and her man have come to multiple retreats, couples retreats. Serena has come to a couple of my women's retreats. They have
sat in ceremony
with us. They are very big within our community. And she just commented and said, our relationship has healed so much after all of the retreats we did all at once. We are resetting. He has started to step up more in the ways that he hasn't in the last 4 years. We owe you both a lot. You guys really don't know a shit. That this is you changing your life and you guys finding the joy and creating the joy and becoming ducks, letting the depression and the anxiety and the things out of your control roll off your back. That is payment enough back to us. Yeah.
The things that you put into the universe after your healing journey begins and what continues to happen is going to repay that karmic debt when you think about it. And it's going to continue to pay it forward.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to use that movie analogy, but it will.
Yeah.
We are, and we will also benefit from that karmic reward because we are facilitating growth. So there's a lot of abundance that comes into our life because you guys are healing and doing well.
Just heal.
Just heal. When you think about it, though, that's really fucking dope.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. IT guy, I see you're in the chat. Did you start that training split I sent you? And if so, how sore are you? Yeah. Andrew has helped a few tribe members get jobs. If tribe members are in need, it is unusual for the rest of us. It is unusual for the rest of us not to help, is what she should have said. We enjoy being able to help others thrive in life. We also like to step next to others while life gets down, link arms, and help each other. Keep walking. We love all of you. And Andrew has become a really big part. He's one of the few people in my life that I can say that I'm honored to call a friend because he's somebody who is there even without being asked. And that's very rare. Most people don't want to offer their time. They wait until you ask for it because they don't really want to do, but they don't want to say no either. And there's a difference between those who selflessly serve versus being obligatory servitude.
Energy is different.
Very different. Very different.
Yep.
I'm still sore 2 days later. I believe it. That's funny. He posted that he was doing Chat GPT workouts, and I sent him a training split.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, let me see how this goes for you, buddy. So today we're going to be doing emails. We're going to be doing, I think we got some more short emails, but can you check first to see if there's any Patreon emails that we should read?
I can.
Also, guys, I would really like to get some updates. I would really like to have some updates from you guys. Even if we didn't read your first email that came through, if you got a check-in response or your email just never made it to the podcast and you're listening to the podcast and it's changing your life, an update like what your email originally contained, cliff notes, we don't need all of it, and then what you implemented and how it changed would be really, really dope. Austin said, you literally saved my marriage and my wife has found peace and help in what y'all have taught. Thank you both so very much.
You are welcome. Thank you for listening.
I'm almost done typing up my email. Love that. I'm finally somewhat getting where I needed to be financially, and I'm going to join Women's Thrive soon. Busy schedule, trying to take more on without burning myself out. I get that. Got the check-in sent back, and we've been doing them, and he's listening. Good.
Love that.
Good. Do we have Patreon emails?
We have one.
Love that. Let's do that first.
So this says, live email update Patreon. This was 13 days ago.
Okay.
Hi, to be better. I'm writing because I don't know if I'm looking for advice, validation, a reality check, or maybe just someone to tell me I'm not crazy. I'd like to stay anonymous. You can call me Moon. Word. Love that.
Go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I just like how that started.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking for.
But I'm here.
But I'm willing to listen. That's a great fucking start, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That felt like, I don't know, Socrates was just dropping bars. That is the whole point of being a student of the universe. Yep. Don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm here to listen. I don't have something as I don't know, that felt predominant is not the word. I don't know. I'm comparing you to Socrates and I'm over here like a frog sucking on cheese.
Oh, shut up.
I'm thinking about rebranding my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of how like
Kanye went from Kanye to Yee.
yeah, Prince became a symbol. Who became Peter in the Bible? The angry guy. Simon
became Peter.
Yeah. My given name at birth no longer felt accurate for what I was growing into, so I changed it. And who I'm becoming beyond who I was at the beginning of the podcast is also changing.
This is going to get dangerous.
Yeah.
Can't just keep changing your name.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying, if you change yours, I'm changing mine.
Yeah?
Yep. I'm not ready to announce what mine will be, but I already know it.
Oh my God, and you haven't told me?
We talked a little bit about it in the car on the way back from Kentucky. We even Googled some stuff so that I understood.
Oh, okay. But fucker, you still didn't tell me?
You should know by that information.
No, I know now what it is by that information.
I feel like a poser. I feel like a poser.
You kept the secret from me.
I kept a desire from you. It's not a secret. It's a desire. I think that the embodiment of that name means more to me than the name itself. And the name would be a constant reminder, but running around changing your name throughout your life seems weird to me. I think that your name is a label.
Yeah.
Right. And like I had my nickname, that was my chosen name for a very long time. And my true life friends still call me by that nickname. And when people that aren't around hear it, or if I'm in one of Jeff's lives and he says, hey, and says my name, people are like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
He knows. The people who know, but everybody else just knows me as Chris. And that label is not mine. My mom gave me that. So like, I don't know. I gave up my chosen name to go back to Chris because it felt like the adult thing to do as I put away childish things.
And here I am, full of whimsy. Do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would change it to, though. Right? Like if I were to do that and have a rebranding or like a rebirth of Peaches. Hasn't come to me yet, but I'm feeling the evolution.
I'm gonna just call you Pooh Bear.
He's called me that like 15 times and it hasn't even been 24 hours. And it's making me so happy.
It's because you walk around the house with a shirt and no pants on.
And sometimes socks. Yep. Be Winnie the Poohing it out here.
Yep. I like it. I like it.
I'm glad you do.
Any time you don't have pants on is a great day for me.
All right. Are you ready to continue the email?
Yes. Debauchery.
My husband and I have been together for years. We grew up together. We became adults together. We have been through heartbreak, loss, financial struggles, family drama, mental health struggles, becoming parents, and everything in between. God, when you really think about the human experience, it is so much.
And it's so much crammed into a very short amount of time. Homestead said, I get that everyone who knows me from when I was little, knows my childhood nickname given by my stepdad. It feels weird hearing people call me it. You know what I realized? That there are people in our life that we know by their Discord name. And when I see them in public, I call them by their Discord name.
Me too.
Like I know Belle's real name and I've never called her by her real name.
Yeah.
And like I know Homestead's real name and I gotta be honest, I would call her Homestead.
Yeah.
Like there are people out there that's just their name.
You've created this.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Real quick, somebody in the chat said, when my testosterone was first checked, my level was 97, almost non-existent. Gentlemen, get your testosterone checked. I don't care how old you are. If you are over 18, get your testosterone checked. At the very least, you're going to have great levels, and then you will have documentation for future you when your levels start to decrease to give to your doctor. 97 is like... That's if I can't afford testosterone replacement therapy, I'm buying that shit illegally off the internet and sticking myself for the rest of my life because that's horrible.
I'm almost certain that my testosterone's higher than that.
I don't think it is.
No?
No. Are you pulling up your results?
Yeah. If I can find them real quick.
Said since starting my injections, my level have come back up to normal levels. The difference is huge. Yeah, it's crazy how you can't explain it to people. Peaches can tell me when she knows that I've not been taking my shots.
That is not my testosterone level.
No. Told you. That's one of those things that like I am a very, very different person when my shit's not right. Like your hormones are vital to your existence. And I truly believe that our hormones are getting fucked up by design.
I agree.
I don't think that it's a coincidence that my grandfather's natural testosterone is 3 times higher than mine is while on testosterone. All right, let's go. I'm not focusing on the chat. Let's get back to the email.
We now have 2 children, and despite everything I'm about to say, I genuinely love my husband with my whole heart. The problem isn't that I don't love him. The problem is that lately I don't know how to reach him. I have to tell you this. This lived in my mind for 8 hours yesterday, and I have to say it or it's going to stop me the rest of the podcast. The other day, I fucked up my talking, so I was like, dee-da-dee-dirt. Be-da-dee-da-do. Dee-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Do you know that song? Be-da-da-dee-da-do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, God, it felt good to get that out. As I said it, it was vacating my mind. It's empty space in there now. This is great.
Glad you're able to get that out.
Thank you. Friction, disagreements, not liking what your spouse can do can coexist in a loving relationship.
Yeah.
As I don't know what's happened to humanity or society, we have lost sight of complexity and multiplicity. Millions of things exist at once. So just in the human experience, we experience millions of stimuli at any given time. We can experience 7 different stimuli before our system is overwhelmed. 7. We can genuinely feel one emotion and then we're overwhelmed.
That's why you can't feel more than one emotion at a time.
Yeah.
Like you can't have anger and gratitude at the same time. It has to replace one.
So this is where the emotional intelligence comes in and being able to take that step back. I believe you that you genuinely love your husband. You're just frustrated right now.
Yeah, definitely going to be a disconnect coming in this email.
All right, continuing. My husband works incredibly hard. Long hours, physically demanding work, early mornings, overtime, sacrificing his body to provide for our family. I know that. I see it. I appreciate it.
But
I brag about him often because I'm proud of the man that he is. But there's always a but.
There is. Because you're not experiencing his experience. You are watching it. Mm-hmm. You know, what was that TV show that we watched? Oh, Black Mirror.
Great show.
The woman was in the head of the husband,
yes,
and experiencing the life of the husband. If we could do that for each other, mm-hmm, and experience a day in the other person's shoes and all of the things that they go through and feel their emotions and the way that their body feels and do all of that, it would change the perception of the other person living their universe.
Yes.
Right? Like yesterday you had your arm pain.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. Like there's a part of me that was like, let's give it a couple of days to see if this goes away because I have aches and pains all the time. But if you were dealing with a blood clot, we don't need to wait a couple of days. Like you said yesterday, you could stroke out from that. Like there's a whole lot of issues that could come from blood clots. So like there's a level of like, I am a observer and an observer to your existence when you are feeling what you're feeling. Him working, sacrificing his time, sacrificing his body, likely his mental health, and all the things that he's going through while still trying to put on a smile and still attempting to be present even though he's exhausted and tired and not in the way that I need sleep. There's a whole lot there that you don't experience in the observation because you were only able to observe what you can see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. People in the chat, somebody said, I don't think that would be a good idea. That would be amazing but scary at the same time. I can understand why people wouldn't want somebody else in their head. I'm good.
I would be living in your head.
I wouldn't want you there all the time for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because I physically want you outside here.
But be able to like phase in
but
and out.
For a day, a week, that I have nothing to hide from you. Like there's not, I don't have shame. Mm-hmm. I shit with the door open. You would sit in my lap. Like there's, I mean, there are moments in my life where I am super insecure with things, but we talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I want you to know how I'm feeling right now because this sucks. And like, we're supposed to have these conversations. We just have a very unique relationship. It's just all there is to that. We have shared social memory complex way too many times.
Yeah.
Way too many fucking times for this to just be a
casual thing.
Well, let's get back to the email because I'm about to start sounding real fucking crazy to people who don't understand.
Okay,
let's
go.
just get back to it.
Okay, so before continuing, Going back to, she listed all of these great qualities. Emailer, you listed all of these great qualities. And then the but came in. And it was predictable. There is, correct grammar, there are behavioral patterns throughout humanity that every human is capable of adapting that is predictable. And this could have been, you could have said all of the great things about him. And then without the but, I'm a stay-at-home mom. We have 2 girls, whatever the case may be. That but is a pattern prediction for me that you're about to plead your case. I was about to go on a whole long tangent, but I feel like that pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
Buts negate everything that you said before it.
Yes.
It really does. It's a true negation.
Mm. So continuing, but I'm also a stay-at-home mom with 2 little girls, one of whom is still a baby. My days start and end with taking care of everyone else.
So does his. I don't want to hear that. If this is going to be an email about how your life is harder as a stay-at-home than his is dealing with the world, man.
Deep breath, babe.
I understand that that's the narrative right now, that it's harder to be a stay-at-home mom than to be in the workforce. It's not. It's not. It's not harder to be a stay-at-home. It's called being a parent.
Yeah.
You signed on for this when you decided to have children. You decided to be a stay-at-home and to raise these children. This is a choice that you're making. Beyond that, if you know how to manage your time, you have so much free time in the day. Even when the kids are here and we work, when we plan our days out, we don't do anything after like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
We go to the beach, we go to dinner, we go to the fucking inflatable ballpark, we go anywhere we want to go and do whatever the fuck we want to do. It's been like that for years.
Yeah.
It's time management. Mm-hmm. It's making sure that if you know you're going to have a big dinner tonight and the house needs to be clean, that you get up a little bit earlier and you don't pick your fucking phone up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear how hard your life is if you have more than 6 hours of screen time a day. Ever. Like, yeah. I don't want to hear a fucking word from you about how hard your life is if you've got more than 6 hours of screen time. Your life ain't hard. You got time to doom scroll. You got time to clean. You got time to cook. You got time to be present with your kids. You got time to read. Got time to take a bath. You got time to do all kinds of shit if you got 6 hours a day dedicated to playing on your fucking phone.
From that statement, right, my day starts with taking care of everyone else. And I'm sure at some point she's going to touch into that. You know what? I'm not going to assume that. I'm just going to scan it real quick.
But so does his.
So she says, most days I feel like I don't exist outside of being someone's mom, someone's wife, someone's daughter, someone's friend, and someone's support system. And that's a choice. You are choosing to suppress yourself and your own priorities to attend to the needs of everyone else. And the shadow side of that, do you need to be needed? Is this a chaotic filling where you parentificized as a child instead of actually having a childhood, and now you feel like you have to problem solve for everybody? There's a reason that you're not a priority to yourself. And that's what that is. No one else can make you be a priority to yourself. You have to decide that you are important and worthy of downtime and relaxing. There are many ways to get a break from children as a stay-at-home. I have done the working 12, 14-hour days doing hard labor, and I've been a stay-at-home mom. Being a stay-at-home mom has been the easiest job I've ever had in my life. And I've had many jobs, many laborious jobs as a single woman trying to make it in the world. And it all starts with loving you and deciding that it is not a waste of your time and you are not being lazy and wanting to sit down for 30 minutes to read a book or take a bath at 8 o'clock at night once the children are in bed and husband's falling asleep on the couch watching TV. Oh, what else was I going to say? Going back to, there are ways to get a break as a stay-at-home mom from your children. You said one of them is a baby. The other one is not a baby. You can create child-safe areas with barriers. There's a mom that I'm following on YouTube right now. Let me pull her up real quick. She is creating every single week or every day something for the children to do while she sits her ass in a lawn chair and watches them. Self-entertainment for the children. As mothers, we put so much on ourselves, and that includes being the jesters or the jokers for our kids. We do not have to be their constant entertainment. We do not have to be constantly fulfilling their attention. if the children do not learn how to explore and entertain on their own, you are setting them up for a very hard adulthood where they are constantly seeking gratification and validation from other people and attention from other people. Speaking from my own existence, I had a very hard time being by myself. I was constantly texting 20 people at a time. And I was very draining life that I had until I was able to sit with myself, entertain myself.
I think it's very important that we recognize that this is not about the emailer. This is about the people who make these claims, because we see it all the time. She started that by saying she wakes up and her day starts with taking care of other people. That is the existence of man. I know that the societal norm has apparently shifted in the feminist movement, but it hasn't shifted in the manosphere. We are still expected to provide. We are still expected to make money. We are expected to get up and go break our backs and do all of the things that we do that has us fucking killing ourselves in record numbers to make sure that our family has what they need. So when we have a bad day or that paycheck comes up a couple hours short because we decided to go to graduation instead of working that day, and now we're worried about income, we're not bringing that home and being like, hey, babe, we can't pay rent this month. That's not on you because you're a stay-at-home. Finances is our responsibility. There's a whole lot of everything that a good man does is for his family, and that is the fucking definition of servitude. So when a man wakes up at 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 a.m. and goes and works all day long and doesn't come home until after dark, washes his fucking hands, has dinner still stinking and dirty, finally takes a shower and falls asleep in his favorite chair, his entire day is in service to other people. The highest part of that service is to his family, because a lot of us were taught that in order to show our family that we love them, we do so by making sure that they don't have to want for the things that we had to want for when we were little.
So I found the mom who does all of the, I'm going to sit my ass in a chair while the kids do summer activities. It's me, Sarah Martinez.
Is it Sarah with an H or Sarah with an A?
S-A-R-A.
Okay.
All one word, at It's Me, Sarah Martinez on YouTube. Great. Love the things that she's sending out, putting out there in the world.
You got to think about what that's doing for her children. Our kids, I got to buy them new e-bikes. Keep forgetting to do that. Our kids will be like, we have just under an acre of land. And they ride around our almost acre of a land. And like every time they come around a building, they're in a different pose. Feet on the handlebars, standing on the seat, one hand, doing this shit, like one leg off the bike, standing up, sitting down. And every time they're like, did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? You don't have to do anything other than be present and be like, look at you go. Your kids want to spend time with you. They want you to see their evolution. They want you to see them becoming more than what they were yesterday, and they want you to fucking cheerlead for them. You know how many adults have lived their life without ever hearing "I'm proud of you" from their parents? So sitting outside in a lawn chair while your kids play dodgeball or lawn darts. I know that's not a thing anymore, but we had those in the 80s. I don't know whose idea that was or why they thought it was a good idea, but lawn darts was such an unsafe thing.
There are a lot of things that get approved that are unsafe.
Well, it was the 80s. It was the 80s. And even the things that were safe weren't safe once we got a hold of them.
Yeah.
Your kids need that time. That mom, if she's not on her phone while her kids are doing all of those things, even if she's not doing anything and she's just sitting there, that mom is doing more with her children than 80% of parents do anyways, because she is engaging with them while they learn how to be humans.
Sit out there with a book.
And just put it down when they come around.
Yep.
Or when they go, hey, watch this. Be like, okay, I'm watching.
Yeah.
And then back to your book.
Alrighty. Continuing reading. Lately, I've realized that I feel lonely when he's right beside me. Not because he's physically absent, because emotionally, I feel like we're missing each other.
Oh, what a horrible thing to feel.
Yeah. I feel like I've spent months trying to explain what I'm feeling, and every time I do, I walk away feeling like the actual point got lost somewhere. I don't need him to solve every problem. I don't need grand gestures. I don't need perfection. Sometimes I just need him to sit beside me and say, yeah, that sounds really hard.
You know what we do, guys? Well, what I do. I can't, I got to be honest. I don't know what this looks like from this is perception.
Okay.
I know my moment.
Yeah.
I don't know what the equivalent of that is for you. But when I know that I need that connection to you, I will stand there until you go like this.
Yeah.
And I'll lay on top of you and you will jujitsu hold me until I've had enough. And then I'll get up and we'll go about our life. Or if you're doing Pilates and you're sitting down, I'll come sit behind you and I'll jujitsu hold you until I get that contact enough until I feel connected again.
Yeah.
There are things that happen in our day-to-day lives that will create disconnects. And it's important to reestablish that ground. It's like a switch for electricity. If it moves even a little bit, that connection is no longer solid. It might get little spurts, but it's not a solid connection. And those moments for me is making sure that fucking thing is latched where it's supposed to be so that our currents continues to move the way that it's supposed to move. Feeling like she's feeling right now. Maybe you need to try something that's not a conversation.
Yeah.
Sitting in silence can be so fucking healing for your soul. Like there's so much that can happen if you just be still for a moment. What do you do? What is your equivalent of that? I've never even thought to ask you that because it's a selfish thing for me. Like I do that for me. I know that you enjoy it.
I do.
But like that's a me thing.
I don't have anything like that.
Why not? This is bullshit.
I don't know.
I need you to work on that.
Okay. I feel kind of put on the spot right now.
Well, I mean, you do have those moments where you're like, I need you to stand up and hug me. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that could be the same thing, but I don't think that it is.
It's not. That's usually when I'm in like an emotional extreme.
Yeah. Well, sometimes those are emotional moments. Sometimes that's me trying to exhale.
Yeah.
Sometimes I real shit, I use your energy for emotional regulation. Sometimes I'm not capable of doing it myself.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think that's an unhealthy thing. I think that's the whole point of One Flesh.
Yeah. Well, I also take care of myself, so I have abundance of this. So I got you covered.
Yeah. I would enjoy it if there was a thing.
Yeah. I feel like I'm disrupting you a lot throughout the day.
We have moments where we disrupt each other. And I'm not saying that like it happens every day. There are moments where there are things that come up throughout the day that come up at inconvenient times, but it happens with literally everyone in my life. Yesterday, for example, for about 45 minutes, everyone and their fucking mom needed something from me while I was in the middle of something that was very thought intensive. And I had something going on with my blood sugar and like was sweating profusely and lightheaded. And like, I don't fucking know what was going on with me yesterday. Everyone and everything was an inconvenience to me at that moment. But I don't ever think that you're an inconvenience. I just think that like when you feel that way, those moments are, I just want to get this done and you can have my undivided attention.
Yeah.
But
you could, if you could work on your energy a little bit in those moments, I would be.
I don't even realize I'm doing it most of the time. We've had that discussion quite a bit recently. So it is something I'm working on, but I have to be aware that I'm doing it. We talked about this the other day. You have to tell me like, hey, that's one of those moments so that I can be aware of what just happened.
I did. I followed through.
When
you were working on the.
Oh
I
yeah.
was sick.
Yep. I remember the conversation. I'm working on it. I'll get there. It's just going to take moments. You know what needs to happen is when you go, hey, that's that thing, for me to explain what's happening in my brain at that moment so that you can understand. Mm-hmm. And the explanation of that is not to downplay how you're feeling. It's so that you and I can understand the world around us a little bit better so that those things don't happen.
Right.
Because if I am super fixated on something and you need me right now and it's not important, it's difficult for me to break that to go to this and then get back to that. I'm not doing something super important all the time though, right? So like,
okay.
Yeah. I would love for you to come up with something though. I mean that. To just be like, hey, I need that thing right now.
Okay.
Because that would allow me to serve you the same way that you serve me when I need those moments. I don't have them very often.
Yeah.
But I do have them.
Oh, mine's going to be
all the time.
Probably 3 or 4 times a day. Yeah.
Yeah, that good, huh?
That shows how the feminine moves through us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it. Yeah. I don't know. What if I like back my ass up to your chair and you give me a couple squeezes, and I can just go about my day?
I mean, would that do it? Is that the same thing for you? Because I'll always touch your butt. Like that's like,
what's echoing in the canyons right
that's
now.
That's a nonverbal communication. If you ever walk up and just stick your ass next to me and I turn my head there, it's gonna get bit, kissed, or grabbed. Like it's a butt. It's your butt. Like, ugh.
So,
Like, ugh. It's a butt. It's your butt. Like, that's, 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 it's a butt. It's a butt. It's your butt. Like, ugh.
That'll be it. I'll provide the dinner and you handle it appropriately.
I don't know if you're going to remember this because this is old even for me. Do you remember the cartoon of the dog that used to mumble grunt?
Yes. Yeah.
That's me trying to talk with your ass in my mouth. So like,
let's go. I love us.
I do too. I do want to be able to give that back to you. Like I that's important to me. And I can't believe I'd never thought about it until just now.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate that. Feels good to be thought of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Think about you all the time. I just never thought of that specific thing.
You do think about me all the time. But in that aspect, I've never even thought of that for myself. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So going back to the email, she said, sometimes I just need him to sit beside me and say, yeah, that sounds really hard. Have you communicated that? This is one of those situations where I'm not saying, emailer, you have this mindset. I'm saying that this is a common mindset tied to the feelings that you are having right now, is that he should know better, or he should be able to look at me and tell that something's not right. Right. And there is a level of that. I do agree. You can pick up on somebody's energy. Absolutely. If you've been married to somebody for a certain amount of years, fucker, I do expect you to know what's going on with your husband or wife. That doesn't mean you have to read their mind. Right. And it is inexcusable is not the word. Illiterate is not the word. Inexcusable is just like fucking nipping at my ankles. I need you to fuck off and go somewhere so the right word can come to me. It is, you're asking too much. Help me, husband. The word is, looking at the chat. Help me.
The real question is by the time the word comes, are you going to remember what you were saying?
I do.
Extra.
No, that's not it. Wanting somebody to read your mind and just know what is wrong with you is
unrealistic.
Oh my God, thank you.
I thought you said that.
I didn't.
Oh.
Unrealistic. Unrealistic is the word. Bitch was hiding from me. She just popped out from behind a rock and was like, I was over here. Gotcha.
I could have swore you said that.
It's unrealistic. You are holding that person to a standard that they will never live up to, and you are setting yourself up for disappointment. They're not disappointing you. You and your expectations are. So, emailer, if that is a possibility being in the realm that you haven't communicated this and you've just been waiting for him to pick up on hints, or you're hoping that he sees you, real shit, people get blinders on. If this is how you guys have lived your life and you have always said what's wrong with you and now you're not doing that, he's assuming, like, yes, there's something going on, but when she's ready, she'll talk to me about it. You have to bring the inner world out. And that is through communication, that is through art, that's through music. Can't live inside of here. Do you have something to add to that?
Not to add, but I do have something I would like to say. We said earlier about a man's job to provide. And I understand that for years we have preached the difference between I need to vent and I need you to problem solve, because knowing that ahead of time is absolutely helpful. But our job all day, every day, is to do everything that we can to give the people that we love the life that they are trying to live. When you come to us and you have a problem and we are unable to fix that problem, it's very hard for somebody who lives in a provision, protect, lead mind state to just go, man, it sucks to hear. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very hard for us to empathize because we want to fix what's going on. Being helpless is one of the hardest things for me. And it's like that for a lot of men. When you come to me and you've got a problem and I can't solve it, it sucks. Because that's my job. Like, I am a fixer. So I can't fix everything, but if I can't, I got somebody I can call, right? Like, there's always that, I got you. Your husband's got you, right? Like, so in that situation, it's just something to think about. He could be having one of those things that it's hard for him to relate to what's going on because his job is to fix and to provide and protect and lead. It's just something to think about. This is what I was talking about earlier with the whole perspective thing. Mm-hmm.
Continuing.
Yep. I have to look at this while you do this. So right, let's get back to it.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna wait until Jeff sends me that photo and then we'll interrupt again.
All right, word. Did I just hear thunder?
That was me.
Oh, I rained this morning. I watered this morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Our plants are good. Alrighty. Continuing. Instead, I often feel like I'm trying to defend why I'm hurt before anyone even acknowledges that I'm hurting. I feel like I'm constantly carrying the emotional side of our relationship. I am the one bringing up conversations. I am the one trying to work through problems. I am the one trying to figure out why we're disconnected and how to fix it. So I want to pause there because you said you're the one bringing up conversations. You're the one who's trying to work through problems. You're the one trying to fix the disconnect. What if he doesn't feel disconnected? What if you are going through a hard season in your life? He can't experience that with you, right? So saying you're the one bringing up conversations, when I hear conversations, right? You said you're trying to fix problems. I'm hearing that there are problems being brought up. Are these only problems for you? Are these things that you both agree are an issue within the relationship and he's just trying to sweep it under the rug? Because you having a problem with something and then the relationship having a problem with something are two different things. And I'm not saying that this is a you problem. I'm saying that this is something that he may not have a solution to or an answer to because the answer is within yourself on how to move beyond what's going on. And you really haven't given much about what is going on besides what I heard is you're not a priority in your own life. And that can be frustrating. You're a stay-at-home mom.
I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah.
This is a good email so far.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of really good information for people, so I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah.
Before we move on, though, somebody in the chat asked what do you do for electrolytes? Pink Himalayan sea salt. I know that like we live in a weird culture where they tell you that you don't need salt and sodium's the bad guy and blah, 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 blah. If you don't take in sodium, your body can't retain water.
Yeah, you're not hydrating properly.
Right. And pink Himalayan sea salt has a lot of electrolytes. And the way that...
like 80... Oh, I'm sorry, not electrolytes.
What?
Has 85 different things in it that we need. Yeah, minerals.
You put it in your hand and you lick it. If you go, oh my God, this is amazing, you are deficient in salt. If you taste it and you're like, oh, what the fuck? You don't need any more salt. Yep. And the type of salt that you get matters.
Yes.
Yeah. Table salt is not good for your body.
Yeah, iodized salt is not. Iodized salt is the processed salt, right?
I think it's non-iodized.
Non-iodized?
Yep. I could be wrong though.
It's the ultra processed, like the little raincoat blue can of really fine sugary salt.
Guys, if you are part of our Discord community or the church server, and you have questions about herbalism or salt or any of those things, Peaches and Homestead are who you would like to tag and do the thing. Between the two of them, there is so much fucking information there that like we have everyone for everything in our community. There's not like a resource in our community that's not available. Mm-hmm. So,
and Homestead is actually a sage within our community. A sage is somebody who is known, who has wisdom, intellect, intelligence, broad scope of understanding of the practices that she is in.
Proven.
Or he, right? Proven, right? This is documented knowledge. This is verified knowledge. And she is Johnny on the spot. Very quick to respond, very knowledgeable. Yep. Do not be afraid to use the resources, including the people within the community. All right, continuing. And honestly, I'm tired, not tired of him, tired of feeling like I'm fighting for emotional closeness while trying not to sound needy. Real shit, emotional closeness and being needy go hand in hand for me. There are times where I look at my husband and I'm like, I'm so sorry I'm being needy right now. He's like, you're being needy, but it's okay. You're allowed to want this overpour of emotional attention and cup fulfillment, we can say. Being needy, that being viewed as a negative thing, is in the same boat as anger. We have demonized these emotions because they're inconveniences to people. Not everybody, but people who suck, shitty human beings will tell you that you are wrong for feeling anger or feeling needy or insecure or anything else that is deemed or labeled as a negative human emotion. It's a human emotion. We're allowed to experience these things. This is why we're here.
Yeah, it is exactly why we're here.
Yep. You are, quote unquote, being needy because
you need something.
You need something, right? Your body's telling you, bitch, you're dehydrated, right? I need water. You're starving. I need food.
I have to go change my shirt. Sorry about the shirt change, guys. I'm really weird about seeing armpit sweat on me.
Going back into this, I'm the one trying to work through problems. I'm the one trying to figure out why we're disconnected and how we're going to fix it. Right? So we gave the perspective of, I gave the perspective of, are these things that are only bothering you that you have to work through internally to find the answer, right? Now let's lean into this guy is emotionally shut down or he's emotionally distant and he is on his phone as she's trying to have a conversation about something that they have tried to talk about 3 times now. That's a problem. And now I am going to ask, how are you presenting the conversations? We as human beings want to solve, we want to fix, we have that drive in us. That's our masculine energy. That is the yang. Yin's the feminine, right?
I don't know.
I always get them mixed up. Nailed it. Look at me, retaining, not just learning, I'm retaining. So yang is the masculine energy in all of us. That is the want to solve and have actionable fixes and all of those kinds of things. So when I hear that somebody is checked out of a conversation and they don't want to fix what is going on and something that should be bringing them joy, they are checking out for a reason. It could be tone. It could be the way that the conversation is being presented. We have an episode on you versus I statements. That is a very good watch. We should redo that.
Yeah, we can.
I feel like you planted the seed of that. So that is me giving the baton back to you saying I agree.
What, to redo it?
Yeah, to redo that episode.
I think there's a lot of episodes that we need to revisit and redo. The problem is redoing it and not being the same thing. Because when we redo content, it's the same thing. It's just worded slightly different.
Yeah.
Because this is who we are. So
I think we have evolution and more experience behind what we're talking about now, though.
I agree.
So I think it would be kind of the same thing, but I think it's going to be the difference between a 5-minute grilled cheese and a 3-hour grilled cheese.
Do you want to do it based off of a document the way that we did the going no contact yesterday? Speaking of which, it's on the website, guys.
Oh, word.
So for those of you who are in our Patreon that saw the content yesterday, and for those of you who are watching this way after the fact, we did a document for going no contact. If you are thinking about cutting people out of your life, there are 12 steps that we recommend you visit before you make that decision because it is a life-changing decision. Mm-hmm. But we could do it the way that we did that episode because by the time this goes live, people will see it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that they got something from that yesterday. We had a lot of people that were like, this is the episode I needed today. I had no idea. Did you guys know that grilled cheese was one of the first things she ever made for me?
It was the first thing that I made for you. Yeah, the first thing I ever cooked for you.
Tomato soup and grilled cheese.
Homemade tomato soup from scratch.
Yeah, with bacon and jalapenos.
Yeah. I made the soup the night before and brought it over and reheated it.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Like now, right? Because you've gained so much more. I think you've gained a lot more in like the deeper understandings and things. How do you feel now reflecting on me doing that for you in our courtship?
So there was a lot of foundation building for our relationship in the courtship.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get the best foot forward and then it fades and goes away and life becomes routine. That is our routine. Mm-hmm. Like we established a whole lot of ritualistic things in our life that has just carried on through all of it. Bible says he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And we didn't live at all.
Yeah.
Other than like maybe 2 months as if we weren't married. So, and I don't mean like calling ourselves husband and wife as if we weren't married. I mean like we had a little bit of time where we weren't living together and I wanted to close that gap. And we, you know, you moved in. Well, you spent a whole lot of time here when you didn't have the kids at first. And then obviously we changed that, but we really did cycle into this the way that we were supposed to be living together as one. I don't know. My view on a lot of things has changed. Did you read the document I posted about autism and wanderers this morning in the fucking church server?
No.
I actually think I want to get into that on this episode.
Okay.
It's a little woo-woo and people are going to think that I'm absolutely fucking insane. And I'm okay with it. Because I'm really on some shit with this. And it's all I've thought about today.
Yeah.
Like even while we're doing this, like I am, let's look at this. I do want to talk about that before we're done. Your cooking, they say that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I do believe that we had a whole ass conversation yesterday about people saying it was made with love.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid fucking statement because everyone says it now. You can taste when food was made with thought and intention and energy. Mm-hmm. Just because somebody cooked you some shit doesn't mean that it was made with love. There could be a whole lot of hate in that shit.
Yeah.
There could be a whole lot of, I hope this gives you the runs in that shit. Like,
Yeah.
just because somebody cooked you some shit doesn't mean it was made with love. There's a fucking difference. Somebody putting the time in to make sure that you get your food, that a food that nourishes your body and your spirit is a very different thing than somebody just made you some food. I real shit, like you could have made me hot dogs in the microwave, 45 seconds with a single stripe of mustard on it. I'm golden. Like that was enough for me. Knowing that you pepper sprayed yourself with fucking jalapenos, cooking the jalapenos to make my soup, it was a lot. And it was good fucking, I mean, that was good shit. Like that was bueno supa. Like that was a whole thing for us, right? So like, I don't know. We have, our life has been an adventure.
It has.
We are Up. The movie Up.
Oh my God, babe.
Yep.
You compared us to a Disney movie. Oh, my husband initiated the comparison, guys.
Did you not see the other one I sent you?
What do you mean?
I sent you one on TikTok of us in other universes.
No, I didn't. Oh my God.
It's all animals fucking. And it starts with two bears in the middle of the road just getting it. And it was like us in another universe. I'm like, send. And then it continued playing. I was like, oh, it's more than just bears.
Oh, I love that. It is us. We are the bears. I send him pictures of animals fucking all the time.
Yep. Or flying together. Or just being next to each other.
Yeah. Those two frogs mating in Bali. Like, we are forever living there now. Their offspring going and mating are going to represent us.
You know, Iman said that the people who come there, after they leave, he said that they feel like in their spirit, they have to go back.
Yeah.
And that nobody ever goes to Bali just once. I know that that's not true. There are people who can't go back to Bali, but like, I'm ready to go back to Bali.
Right.
Yeah.
Like real shit. Yeah, I could live over there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to drive anywhere. Like we would have to, we'd have to have a self-sustaining plot of land and do the thing, but
it was so cheap.
It was. Yep. And the amount of people, like,
too many people.
Oh, I was thinking like the community that we live in, the way that we would be able to help that community.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way that we make money.
That community is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know. This email has gotten so far off.
Oh, we have. Let's go back.
Yeah, let's, because I was about to I have a conversation that I had with Billy the other day that we'll get into. If I don't remember, please somebody remind me. I want to talk about autism and I want to talk about the community.
All right, so going back to this. So we've had the perspective of, is it a problem for just you or is it a problem for both of you? He is completely disconnected and he's sitting on the phone. So there's a reason he has disconnected. Or he has always been disconnected and now you have to try to find a way to entice him to be active in a relationship that he's never truly been active in. And that's a really big ask of somebody if they have always been this way. And that is a bigger conversation than this happened 3 months ago and we still haven't talked about it. There needs to be a bigger conversation of, I need more from my husband. And it's going to be abrasive. There's probably going to be friction from this because nobody who doesn't actively want to change is going to just be like, okay.
Nobody also wants to hear that they're failing.
Yeah.
Especially somebody who loves you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard conversation. It's a very, very hard conversation.
It is. So continuing, there are days where I feel more like a roommate and a co-parent than a wife. There are days where I miss him even though he's in the same house. There are days where I wonder if he realizes how much I still need him. I bet he feels the exact same way.
I believe so too.
Yeah.
Or misses the time when that was a thing.
Yeah. So she says that I wonder if he realizes how much I still need him, not financially, not physically, but emotionally. I think becoming parents changed both of us in ways we weren't prepared for.
Yep.
We spend so much time making sure the kids are okay that sometimes I wonder if we've forgotten to make sure we're okay.
This is why we tell you guys your marriage comes first.
Right.
Guys, if your marriage is priority and it is thriving, everything trickles downhill. It's your if you think of like a tower of champagne glasses in a movie and they pour the top one and it just goes all the way down, that top fucking glass is your marriage.
Yes.
Right?
Every other cup gets filled as long as that one's receiving it.
Right. Right. And for all of you who would be like, oh God, that first cup is God. That the pouring is the source. It hits your marriage and blesses everything down. Your marriage has to be intact for everything else underneath to be full. Yeah.
If there are cracks or you have a shattered glass,
it fucks up the pour.
Yep. Not everything is going to get hit. And the things that get hit are going to get a couple of drops.
Yeah.
Maybe half full. Yep. That was a really good analogy.
Thank you.
That.
Pretty sexy over here when I think, huh?
Yeah, I was just thinking that did something to my titties.
I'm going to do something to your titties, Pooh Bear.
Oh my God. Can you change my name in your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh, this makes me so happy. It doesn't take much, guys. It doesn't take much.
Oh, no, I'm calling you. That's not what I meant to do.
You're calling me.
Yeah,
hello.
I hit the button.
The love of my life.
I'm going to keep the Mrs. Burkett on there and add Pooh Bear as the last name.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, it says wife under there. How about Pooh Bear wife?
Yes.
I need to keep that on there in case anything ever happens to me.
Yeah.
And a paramedic or somebody needs to get into my phone. Like I have the emergency contact on there so that if they hit my lock button a couple times, it'll call you.
Okay.
But it says Pooh Bear wife. See?
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So I want to scroll back up just a little bit. And she says, I think becoming parents changed both of us in ways that we weren't prepared for. So I am going to present a perspective. This is not me being attacking. This is not being shitty, right? I never say anything from malice. I may say things from frustration or from passion because I believe everybody deserves more than the bullshit that they tolerate or the situations that make them feel less than or not human. But it's never from malicious intent. I'm never trying to tear somebody down or make them feel like they are not worthy of anything, right? I tell my children mirror, right? They're sitting there and they're bickering and you did this and I don't like that you did that. And they look at me and sometimes they'll go, brother, really loud, and then look at me to see if I heard them shout brother really loud.
Dry snitching.
So that, yeah, right? That's exactly what that is. And I will look at them and I will say mirror. And mirror for their understanding is if you don't like what is happening from the other person, I want you to evaluate what you're doing. As we've said, more likely than not, he is also experiencing a version of loneliness that you are going through right now. So when I say mirror and I say evaluate, if you don't like the actions of your partner, evaluate the actions you're putting out, have you also disconnected? Do you still kiss him on the back of the neck? Are you still rubbing his shoulders as you walk by him or grabbing his butt when he bends over? Are you asking him about his day? And are you genuinely actively listening in that? Are you noticing that he is also not okay, right? You saying that you are feeling all of these things, and I said, like, if you've been with your partner, you should be able to tell when they're not okay and their energy is off. Have you also probed that? And not in an attacking way, but like, hey, babe, I've noticed that your energy is a little wonky today. Is everything okay, or is my sensor off?
Yeah.
You give out what you put back in, right? And this leans into karma, or like the golden rule. The golden rule, right? Don't do upon others what you don't want done to you.
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Right? Treat others the way that you want to be treated. So if you want emotional connection, you also have to facilitate emotional connection. Mirroring is a really big thing humans do. You can see it in a group of autistic people, right? And not even real shit. I don't think that there is a single neurotypical person on the world. Being neurospicy is a spectrum, and I think being neurospicy is a part of humanity.
Yeah.
Right? We are just now finally acknowledging these things. Get a group of people together, any group of people together, and there's echolalia, or one person starts shaking their leg and you can notice that other people are picking up the leg shaking thing.
Social memory complex.
Right. People will laugh the same way. People will make the same jokes. People will adapt the same words.
That's why your social circle matters so much.
Right. I never said the word dope until you came into my life.
Yeah.
And I got you over there saying buena sopa.
You got me saying all kinds of dumb shit.
Yep.
I want to touch on the, I believe that women control the intimacy in a marriage. And I believe that men control the security. And I believe that when men control the security and we provide it the way it's supposed to be provided, that women provide the intimacy freely. And when the security is gone and you no longer feel secure, whatever that looks like, the intimacy starts to fade. And I know that there's going to be people that disagree with me. And there's been times when we've had conversations and you have disagreed with me. But if your relationship, ladies, is fucked up and your intimacy is not there, I blame you. Now, if you're not secure in your marriage and the security in your marriage is fucked up and that's why you're not having intimacy, then I blame your husband. But if I'm not doting over you, if I'm not making sure that you don't have to worry about our life financially, if I'm not making sure that your vehicle is safe and that the kids are safe and that if somebody comes through the front door in the middle of the night, they're eliminated. Why would you want to love me in that capacity, right? Like there's a whole lot of things that you now have to worry about that's going to subtract from your ability to be nourishing and empathetic and compassionate and sexual because I'm not doing the things that a man is supposed to do. And you can look at this as blue job, pink jobs. You can look at it as divine, feminine, sacred, masculine. You can just look at it as that's man shit to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my belief system.
I want to piggyback off of what you just said. And I agree to a certain degree of what you said. I think that intimacy is unlocked with 2 keys, and a woman can open her side or a man can open his side and still be met with a wall. So with that being said, I do believe that women are the emotional leaders of the relationship, the way that the men are the protectors, the providers, in multiple ways of providing the provision, not just financially. We as women have our own, we could say, divine path. We have our own gifts to provide to humanity. And I do believe that women are born with an inherent understanding of emotional intelligence. That doesn't mean that we're all perfected with the emotional intelligence. There are a lot of chaotic women out there who are emotional messes who have to learn how to reel that in, right, before we can start teaching it to others. But there are inherent gifts to men that we have to learn and understand, right? And me understanding my husband's brain has taken a lot. And every relationship before this marriage has failed because I never took the time to understand how a man works. You guys operate completely different from us.
Yeah, we ain't the same.
Right. So there are things that you have to teach us to understand, right? Like I've really had to get good at my discernment and like looking at reality and reeling my emotionality, my emotions in and being grounded in reality and recognizing that no matter what, either I'm going to get through it or I'm going to actually physically die. Like there is nothing else to really panic about in life. Us being emotional leaders and having those emotional gifts, we're not babying men. We're not parenting men. We are being guides and I believe filling a purpose as women in being patient with men the same way that they're patient with us and the things that we may be a little in the clouds about. Does that all that make sense? Did all that vibe?
Yeah.
Jive?
I'm going to add on to what you just said with the emotional thing. That emotional aspect, I believe that the emotional aspect of the woman is what controls the intimacy in a relationship.
Okay.
And this is why the intimacy and security is attached the way that it is. And I understand that I'm speaking about healthy marriages, healthy relationships. I'm not talking about people who hate each other.
Right.
So when we have these discussions, we are having discussions about people who still actively want to be in each other's lives. A lot of y'all don't want to be there. You're there out of necessity and it's not the same fucking thing. When you are in your divine feminine and you are walking around the house being whimsical and you are being a woman, I am never more attracted to you than in those moments. I'm not. When you are elevated, if you are having an autistic meltdown, if you are parenting the children, if you are cleaning the house, right? And you've got your headphones in and you are in like, I am hyper fixated focus mode. That's not sexy to me. There's not an emotional connection in that moment. Right now, this is not that time. I can come over and love on you sweaty real quick and go about our life.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to disrupt that to try to get you into the bedroom. There's not like a, oh my God, you're so beautiful right now while you're scrubbing the toilet. Like, you don't want to hear that shit. You want to get the job done so that you can go about your life. But when you are in that feminine role, that's why I like you so much in sweatpants and a messy bun.
Yeah.
Because you're just being you, right? You're comfortable. There's a true, you're safe, right? Like, there's a whole lot that goes into that. So when I say what I say about the intimacy and I guess maybe I could have elaborated on that before, but like that, there is an emotional aspect to that. Without the emotional aspect, sex is not intimacy. It's fucking. There's a difference.
Yes.
Right? So like that emotional aspect and the pet names in bed or the laughter or the aggressiveness, all of that comes with the intimacy behind it. Without that intimacy, it's just a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, I'm leaving. There's a very different feeling that happens in those moments. And you guys control that. And it is by the way that you carry yourself. Somebody said emotionality is a good word.
Yeah.
And it was grounded. You said you were something about your emotions and grounded in reality. And I tried to make it grounded emotional reality. And in my head, while you were talking, I was like, gromo-ritidity. And I was like, that doesn't work. Ritidity. But
Rat-a-tata.
yeah.
I love it.
All right, let's get back to the document.
All right, so back to this. I hope this shit's helpful. I hope that you guys are still able to take things away from these conversations.
A lot of people are enjoying this episode.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a whole lot of clip that needs to be clipped.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people going, why am I crying right now? This is so beautiful. Like, there's been a lot of positive comments in the chat. 85 people currently watching from our Patreon.
Love that. For those of you who don't know, and I don't think we said it yet, we do record these live in front of a Patreon audience almost 5 days a week. Guaranteed 3 days a week. Minimum. And we will do random pop-up lives where we just sit down and have fun or do a random Q&A with you guys. And you guys can also give feedback actively as we are recording this. You guys don't see this, but we will have conversations back and forth with our patron members who are actively watching that gets cut. Yeah. So we could be sitting here for 15, 20, 30 minutes having conversations with you guys that you guys will never see.
Yeah, we record for almost 2 hours every single time we sit down. And the Patreon gets a whole lot of things that, again, it's behind a paywall. So we can have conversations that's not going to get us kicked off YouTube or, whatever. And for those of you who only listen on Spotify, we do a whole lot of YouTube lives publicly every week on Wednesday at 11 or 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time that you guys are probably missing if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel. So I highly recommend that you go subscribe to the channel.
All right, so getting back into the email. Then there's life outside of our marriage. Family dynamics, living situations, outside opinions, responsibilities, expectations. Everyone needs something from us all the time. So I want to pause there. Family dynamics are a choice to participate in. If you have toxic family members, you do not have to have them in your life because there is blood there. Living situations. Other people's living situations are not your problem. If you guys have had the conversation and it is not on the table to house people within your home, the end of the conversation outside of that. I'll check in every once in a while and be like, hey, how's it going? Has it worked out for you? But I'm not going to sit here and listen to a bitch fest and feel like I am going to be pushed into a position that my family is not comfortable with. Outside opinions. I don't hear outside opinions. Listening to outside opinions is a choice. Responsibilities. What do those responsibilities look like? People pleasing is not a responsibility. So if you are agreeing to things, you are saying yes when everything inside of you is screaming no. And it's not something that is going to fuck up your, right? If it's not financial, your home, your children, husband, marriage things, right? It's not actual responsibilities within your life where if you don't do it, your life will collapse. You don't have to do it. Expectations. The only expectations that I care about are the expectations within my marriage and the way that I believe that I should be a good mother, right? I have very high expectations for myself as a wife and a mother. My husband has expectations. My children have expectations for me as a mom. That's what I'm adhering to. My job as a podcaster, the things that I do for my women's groups, all of those women hold me to expectations. I'm going to live up to those expectations. Outside opinions of I should dress differently or women should look a certain way or we should conduct ourselves in a certain way in a marriage because that's what society says. Those expectations mean nothing to me and they should mean nothing to you. Everyone needs something from us all the time. I don't believe that. right? Somebody's needs and somebody's wants are two totally different things. If your mother has dementia and you guys cannot afford to put her into a home and you are the only option for her to live, I can view that as a need. That is something that needs to happen. Your cousin or brother who is moving on Saturday, needing help, that does not obligate you to do that. If you have planned Saturday or you have something to do with your kids, or Saturday is the first day in 2 weeks where you can finally sit down and take a breather away from your own family and you're going to get some me time, that takes priority over somebody else's moving needs. That is their situation to deal with, and them asking you for help and then trying to force you into that help makes you a slave.
Almost everything that you just said comes down to boundaries.
Yeah.
Yep. Takers are going to take.
Yes.
That's all there is to that. People's opinions being in your household, that's an overstep boundary. Allowing people to be in there because they always need or want something, that's an overstep boundary.
Continuing.
Yep.
Sometimes it feels like our marriage is carrying the weight of 20 different people, and somehow we're expected to still have the energy left for each other at the end of the day. Your marriage shouldn't carry the weight of 20 people.
Ours does.
What do you mean?
Our marriage carries that weight all the time. So this is just my perspective on this. I have at any given time at least 15 people that rely on me. And when those 15, and that's a low number, right? There, it's been as high as 60 or 70 people, but realistically right now it's 10 to 15 people on a daily basis that rely on me for something. And I have to give little bits of myself to those people because it's like micromanaging other things. So though it doesn't have a direct line, this is our marriage doing that thing, my stress levels, the way that I'm able to be present and not aggravated and all of those things come down to how much of me I have to give to those other people. And the quality of our life and the longevity of things also relies on that. So when you really think about the way that our marriage operates in a day-to-day, our marriage absolutely is affected by those 10 to 15 people or 20 people or whatever it is, and their lives are affected by our marriage. They get a different version. They would be getting a very different version of me if I was miserable.
I can see that, but I don't see how we carry the weight of those people within our marriage.
I don't
feel that.
I'm under no delusion that the decisions that I make in terms of our business affect the families of other people, and it is one of the heaviest things that I have to deal with.
Right, but that doesn't bleed into our marriage. That's a boundary that you set up. Like,
it does though, right? Like if I have to make I don't have a hard time firing people anymore.
Right.
That used to be a problem for me. It's not anymore. I can let people go because it's not working for the business and it's not a thing. But if there's something going on and it starts to weigh on me emotionally, you are going to get a lessened version of me because I gave out too much of me to that thing. Mm-hmm. And it will absolutely affect our marriage. It may not affect it very long. Maybe I'm not understanding because you're looking at me like I don't get it.
No, I'm looking at you like I don't get it because I'm hearing what you're saying, but the way that I'm interpreting it is not matching up with how you're agreeing with the emailer about 20 people being on the marriage. I view that as a bleed. If you are giving too much of yourself to those people and there's not enough left for the marriage, like you're bleeding too much. There needs to be some type of containment.
I get that. 100% I agree.
So like, yes, I can see how it can influence the relationship, but then I do still believe that boils down to the way that you conduct yourself through those relationships.
Right. Well, it does come down to boundaries.
Yeah.
But like I said a minute ago, it took a very long time to get to where I am.
Okay.
There's a lot of, I'm going to woo-woo.
Okay.
There's no other way for me to explain this and it make total sense. This is 4th density, 5th density, 6th density love and understanding wisdom coming across in a way that I understand that I am here to serve and make other people's lives good.
Right.
And trying to provide and do until you are able to understand your own limits, you will always go too far. Your battery will be drained. You'll feel betrayed. You'll feel hurt. There's a whole lot of ugly that comes along with doing for other people. It takes a whole lot of wisdom, and that wisdom can only come through the understanding of pain and embarrassment and heartbreak to get to where you're at so that you can learn to set the hot wire fence up to keep things contained. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do that, you are going to bleed on other people.
Right.
Right? But I still stand by that. Most people, I'm not saying that I'm elevated beyond most people. I'm 45 years old now. I've got a whole lot of life experience with business that a lot of people don't have. We had a conversation this morning about how I'm the Willy Wonka of certain things. I'm the creator of all of this shit, and I've got all of this whimsical information, and like I'm there. But then there's another person that I look up to that is so much further along. That would be like Yogi or Jesus to me in those fields. Not saying that I would worship them, just that they have so much more of involved into those things that like I can't even begin to understand yet. So when we give this information, this is not like, oh my God, I'm so much better than you. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that I was there once and I'm here now. And I understand that there's a difference, but there's people out there who are doing for other people that haven't set those boundaries up, that are still bleeding on their people. And that concern as a business owner and other people's livelihood will always be a weight on my shoulders. That's not something I can ever take off unless I get rid of the business. And then you think about other people that we have in our lives that we do feel responsible for, and not feel responsible for in that we're obligated by friendship or anything to take care of them, but because they have become such a pivotal is probably not the right word. Pivotal means to point. Pillar, maybe. They've become such a fixture in our world that there is an obligation to make sure that they're okay because they are here. And that's what we do for the people that we love and care about. It's a lot. Like when you really think about the way that our energy works and the way that we try to care for people, there is a lot of we have to do right by people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a spiritual obligation though.
Yeah.
And that's a calling that we have decided to answer.
Yeah.
Right? And still that's our choice.
It is a choice.
It is definitely our choice. Yeah.
I'm done. I don't want to continue down that road.
Okay. So continuing. And if I'm being honest, I've become resentful at times. Not because I think he's a bad husband, but because sometimes I feel like I carry the invisible things.
So does he.
The mental load, the planning, the worrying, the remembering, the emotional labor, the constant thinking. Why is worrying on that list? And why would you want your husband to experience that worrying?
That's our job.
Right? Well,
I don't want you to worry about shit. See, this is what I'm talking about. This really does fall right back onto what I was just talking about with other people's marriages. When you have other people that depend on you, there's a whole lot of that's not your problem anymore. I got this. And sometimes we put too much on our plate. Sometimes our eyes are way bigger than our spirit. Mm-hmm. Right? Sometimes there's not a whole lot of battery left to power the things that need to be powered. I get that. I don't want you to ever worry about shit. Like even yesterday when you were like the alpha, whatever the fuck it is for the schools that we were trying to put the kids into next year for homeschooling programming was not there. I stopped what I was doing and came back in here and reminded you that we had a couple of things that we could make work if we needed to, and we figured it out. But like that text messages, like the homeschooling thing is your thing. That's not my responsibility at all. But knowing that you got stressed out, I needed to come and handle that shit because I don't want you to worry. I don't want you to ever worry or stress or be nervous or any of that shit. That is my job. It's not good for me, but that's one way that I am able to provide for my family. I am supposed to be the shield that the world breaks against so that you guys can frolic. Sometimes that's emotional. Sometimes it's spiritual. Sometimes it's financial. So that matters, right? I don't remember why I started that. I don't remember what you said that got me there.
Because worrying is one of those negative emotions that I don't think anybody really has to feel, right? Worry is just a filler in the gap until something inevitably happens.
I agree.
And I view it as a negative expenditure of my energy.
I agree with that too. You're paying a debt you don't owe.
Yeah. So like I get anxiety or like I get frustrated or like I have a spike of panic, but I do not worry about anything in my life anymore because it is either going to happen or it is not going to happen. And I would rather spend my energy having gratitude and appreciation and enjoying the sun and painting or whatever the case may be, instead of sitting around worrying about something that is either will or will not happen or something that's completely out of my control. So going back to where I was, the constant thinking about what? Right. So now I'm finding it odd that you want him to share and participate in these self things, right? When I'm having a panic attack, I'm never like, husband, you need to have a panic attack with me so that I feel okay. Are you searching for stability? Because that's not how you get stability from somebody, by having them match the chaotic energy. If he's remaining grounded and you're looking for a chaotic response, I am going to say that you're wrong for wanting that. That is him enabling and possibly continuing to perpetuate self-destructive inner world things. Yeah. The mental load, what does the mental load look like? Are you talking about like the hardships of being a parent? Because that looks like having conversations and being able to work through things and maybe find solutions for the mental load of the heart or whatever it is. Duties around the house. Is he not cutting the grass? Is he not tending to the cars? Like, what is the mental load in the house? Where is the mental load and why is it there? Emotional labor. What do you mean by emotional labor? Do you want him to care about you more? Do you want him to be more probing and having more questions about your well-being? Do you have definitions for these things before, right? Because if I go to my husband and I say, I need you to carry more of the emotional labor with me, and he's like, okay, what does that look like? And I'm like,
I don't know.
Emotional labor. Like, I need you to feel things. Well, what do you need me to feel? Well, worry about this and that. Well, I'm not going to sit here and worry about it because I'm not worried about that. That's the end of my thought.
That's actually a really good point. Why would you want somebody to be in a state of panic and worry? It's not necessary. Like I used to tell you all the time, we don't have this conversation anymore, but I used to tell you, like, when I complained about things or when I was talking to you about stuff and you would start to get worried, I'd be like, I'm not worried. I'm not panicking. Like, there's not a reason for you to worry or panic. I'm just letting you know where we are. You know what I mean? Like that's one of those things that I don't need you to jump on my bandwagon. I just need you to understand where I'm at so you know what's going on in our life. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between we're not okay right now and I need you to fucking, now I'm running, you need to run too, kind of thing.
Right. And I would say that could be a part of the emotional load, right? Being able to hear something, catch the vent for them, and then release it back to the universe so you're not carrying that for yourself.
Yeah. Feel it, but don't let it take root.
Yep. All right, continuing. So I feel like I continue to carry the invisible things, the mental load, the planning, the worrying, the remembering, the emotional labor, the constant thinking, the things nobody notices until they stop getting done. I've also realized lately that I carry a lot of fear. Fear of being forgotten, fear of mattering, fear of being taken for granted. So when I hear that you are carrying a lot of fear, I hear that you've abandoned yourself. I hear that your nervous system doesn't feel safe with you and you are no longer a reliable person to keep you safe. And that fear, that subconscious fear, right? Because if everybody realized that was the thing, they would all work on self-love and it would be a super easy thing to do. With that being a subconscious fear, that will bleed out in little other ways, like you being scared to leave the house with the kids. Or like you said, the fear of being forgotten, the fear of not being noticed. Have you already forgotten yourself? Have you already stopped noticing yourself? And I'm going to leave those two questions there and stop talking.
She said fear of being taken for granted. Is that what she said?
Yes.
I worry about our life being taken for granted. And this is not, I guess probably worry is not really the right term. I think about our life becoming habitual or it becoming I think about it becoming habitual. I think about it becoming routine. I think about us doing the same thing every day so much that the magic of the existence that we have together will somehow be diminished. I worry about the bad days bleeding into the good days and somehow casting a shadow over the picnic kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's pretty normal. I think that it shows that you care about your life and your relationship and you want to retain the magic that you had once. Like, I think that's healthy. I think that if you're not introspective enough to question what's going on in your life, like, you will find yourself becoming very stagnant and everything becoming habitual, and the goodbye kisses will be a quick peck and it's not going to feel a spark or intensity or enjoyment. It's going to be an obligation, and it's going to get to the point where there'll be a silent resentment because you're in a hurry one day and you have to stop what you're doing and go find your person and give them a kiss and say goodbye. And now it's an inconvenience. And like, I think that that's a normal concern for people who want to have a healthy, loving relationship.
It's like having the gutter rails during bowling.
Yeah.
All right, continuing.
Yep.
Fear that one day we'll wake up and realize we spent years surviving but not actually connecting.
Yep.
I know some of those fears come from old wounds that existed before my husband. I lost my dad when I was young. I've struggled with mental health. I've spent years feeling like I have to hold everything together. So sometimes I don't even know what's a current problem and what's an old wound talking. Get into journaling. Girl, you need to journal. I actually counted my journals last night. I'm up to 10 active journals right now.
Wow.
That I'm actively writing in and cycling through. Once you start writing these down, you will gain clarity. When you keep thoughts in your mind, they have nowhere to go, so they just start fucking bouncing around in there. We can think, I think 1,000 words a minute. And then beyond that, we're having 1,000 thoughts in 5 minutes, and you're not getting them out. It's just becoming more and more and more cluttered in there, and you can't see through the fog because it's so dense. You're trying to wave your hands. Writing it down, talking about it, filters that shit out. And it starts to get a little bit more quiet in there, and you're able to start gaining discernment and clarity. And once you write things down, you can start to look and be like, oh, okay, so that's not what's actually happening. I remembered when this happened, and this happened 10 years ago with some guy named Dave. I totally forgot about Dave. Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that?
Nope.
So continuing, that's the part of why I'm writing, because I genuinely don't know. Am I expecting too much? Am I communicating poorly? Am I seeing things clearly, or is there really something missing? I think your self-love is missing. I think your attention to yourself is the brick that collapsed the whole house. And I think you're finally noticing it with the connection in your husband. I think you've missed every other train stop, every other red light you've blown through of your body saying that you need this or you need that, or you're giving yourself too much here, or you're allowing your mom to overstep boundaries. And the biggest waves, your train is finally going off the cliff because the relationship with your husband means more to you than everything else.
I think that they need to go for a walk and hold hands.
Yeah.
Leave the phones at home. Leave the kids at home. Like if you got a kid old enough to watch the kids, just go walk around your neighborhood. Hold hands. Do it at dusk, you know, when it's not stupid hot outside, and just go vibe together. You guys don't realize how important it is to not be connected to the fucking technology of our life and to reconnect. Us sitting on that deck in Kentucky every morning in the mornings when it was 60 degrees outside was fucking like soup for my soul.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy our downtime at nighttime on the couch together because that's our alone time. Mm-hmm. That's not like sexy time.
Yeah. But
being able to go outside and just sit with you and not be fucking raped by mosquitoes and like they're just fucking you left and right. They're so bad down here.
Yeah.
And to not be getting sky cancer and just being able to exist out there and like we weren't on our phones. It was, you know, we made TikToks here and there, but it's because we've been up for 5 hours before everybody else was. But there's a whole lot of reconnecting that needs to happen, guys. The more you connect to your devices and technology, the worse your human connection becomes. You guys need to reconnect. Something's not right. There's your power switch is not fully engaged. And I don't think it's your husband. I think it's both of you.
Yeah.
I think that you guys have fallen into that routine and the magic has worn off.
Mm-hmm. And it's not that you're neglecting each other. You guys have neglected yourselves.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it, the effects, right? Shout out to Sine in the chat. She is in the process of becoming, oh golly, it's escaping my mind. Art therapy, art coach. Oh gosh, I don't want to be legally wrong in that, but she is becoming certified in using art as a way to process emotions. And she did say in the chat that you could also color over it once you've written and processed the entry. And I think that is an absolutely beautiful way to not only transform on the page the ugly you've gotten out, but it is a mental, not just I'm changing this on the paper, I'm adapting and integrating this change in me. I like that.
She's the second person in our community that's getting art therapy certified or whatever you want to call that. I don't know what the proper terminology for that is. I love that the people in our community are getting certified in things that can help people because it allows us to have other support options in our community that doesn't land on our shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Art therapy practitioner. And she said like Stanzi. Shout out to Stanzi. She is the other one, the other art therapy practitioner.
Yeah. Stanzi's actually a guardian in the church too.
Yes.
Yep.
These are two amazing women. They both are very active in my highest tiered women group. They are in my Awakened Women. They are both in my Sacred Sisterhood as well, because the two are interconnected to two groups. They have been to multiple retreats. They are very active. Massive transformations in the both of them. One of the greatest joys of being of service to people is seeing the transformation in them.
Why are you getting emotional?
I can't help it.
Why?
Huh?
Why are you getting emotional? I see that, but why? What triggered that?
How proud I am of them. And like by extension, the other women in my life.
People need to see that and hear that, babe.
Yeah. All of the women that I mentor and interact with, you all are like beautiful plants in my garden. And the more that you open up and I can see you, the more vibrant and beautiful and strong your plants become. And you guys make my garden more beautiful. And I'm very appreciative of it. I feel absolutely honored to be in the position I am in my life to help the women I am.
I have a message for all the women that are in your life that are getting to the point of doing those things. Protect your energy, guys. There's going to be a whole lot of people in your life, and that's going to be coming into your life that's going to take advantage of you. And real shit, like I've seen it. I've seen this happening over the last year and a half. You need to protect your energy. You need to be wary of people taking advantage of you and utilizing what you have for their gain. The need to help and the want to provide and do for other people is going to be very strong. And just because somebody offers you a position to do it doesn't mean that your intentions and their intentions are on the same frequency. And it may feel like it at first. You may think it's a great opportunity. And just because you think there's an opportunity there, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And just leave it at that. Watch way too many people come into our community and try to take advantage of people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but there have definitely been some wolves in sheep clothing that have shown up and tried to do some nefarious shit. And like, we've caught them. Like, for the most part, we catch people before they really start getting out of control. But there have been people that have gotten a little bit too far. And discernment really matters. And it's hard when you're standing too close to the forest to see the trees. So, yeah.
I wasn't expecting to get so emotional like that. That was a wave for me. That was like a tsunami. I would not be who I am without the ladies in my life. Very appreciative of all the presents. Very grateful.
Okay.
All right.
How far into this are we? Are we almost done?
Yeah, we are.
All right, good.
We're,
We're over 2 hours.
Crazy. There's a lot of cuts.
I don't care. I mean, there's a whole lot of shit that's going to get left in this. I'm sure this will still be a really long episode. You remember on the way to Kentucky, it might've been on the way home, where we were talking about the podcast and we messaged Jenny, and like you and I had a really long discussion. Like I really, before Kentucky, did not like where the podcast was going.
Yeah.
I have a lot of concern that we were becoming too Jerry Springer and not enough like Gottman Institute, or not enough love and compassion. And like, even like I found myself getting so fucking irritated with the emails that we were getting, because it's the same shit and it was all abuse, and like it was abuse after abuse after abuse. And you get to the point where like spiritually, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean I don't want to do the podcast. I mean that like, I don't want to continue doing what we're doing on the podcast, because it's like soul sucking.
Yes. It's devastating.
And we messaged Jenny and we're like, look, we need a win. Like we need an email that is going to feel like a fucking victory. And like, we have to move away from this. And I don't care if we start telling people to do the check-ins and they have easy things to deal with. I need to feel like I'm helping people again. The last few episodes that we've done since we've been back has felt like a very different shift in what we're doing, and it feels good doing it again.
I agree.
Like we've done multiple episodes since we've been back. That's 2-3 hours. And like, they may not be that long by the time they make it to the podcast, but it does feel good to be doing what we're doing again. I fucking needed this, dude. I was getting to my wits end with this. Like, it was getting to the point where I didn't want to sit down anymore.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. Don't forget to have that conversation. What conversation?
The autism conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, what the fuck is stuck on the back of my tablet? It's the camera, because it's upside down.
That's funny. That's funny.
Continuing.
Yes.
How do you reconnect when neither person is trying to hurt the other?
Wow, what a statement. it should be really easy to connect if you're not trying to hurt each other.
Right.
If you guys both have the same goal of harmony and living in solitude and joy and fulfillment, that should be a very easy thing to move forward with.
Yeah. How do you explain emotional loneliness to someone who loves you but experiences emotions differently than you do?
By telling them that you need X, Y, and Z. I know. So the way that you deliver conversations really matter. And there's going to be men out there who's going to disagree with this, and that's fine. You can. We need direction. Mm-hmm. I apologize. This is going to get vulgar. This is vulgar. Like, there's no way for me to say this and it not be vulgar.
Okay.
You guys, anybody that if any of you have ever had that person that you were comfortable with in the bedroom, the more vocal and communicative you were in the bed, the better your sex was. There's a whole lot of cues: heavy breathing, moaning, talking,
body language,
body movement. All of that are nonverbal cues to get to the O. And the more understood that is, and the more information is exchanged, the easier it is, the better it is. It's a whole ass thing. We need cues. If I think that as a man, I'm doing all the things that is expected of me as a man and I'm fucking winning at life, and you come to me and you say, hey, these areas are lacking for me and I need X, Y, and Z, that shit's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But I now have information that I didn't have because I thought everything was good. Now I know where my weak spots are. I can fix those things. It doesn't have to be like, hey, you're really fucking up right now, because that's not going to help the situation, but you can give me some, like when I lay on you at night, be like, I need this. That's a moan to me. Like we can do that. Now I have a social cue of the thing that I need to be fixated on. You guys can't sit in silence and hope that your partner is going to be able to find the spot. Like, it doesn't work that way. Everybody needs nonverbal communication. It's how we learn to like deal with our babies. It's how babies learn to communicate with the parents. It works our entire existence that way. We can't read each other's minds. What are you smirking at?
Did you know that scientists are now theorizing that our eyebrows evolved to move more so we could understand body language better at a distance?
I did not, but I believe that. My voice may be able to retain my fuck you, but my face can't. That's normal. Like,
Yeah.
we learn to curb our speech because it's disrespectful or socially unacceptable. But I'm still going to give somebody a fuck you face and not even realize I'm doing it. Everyone does that. We need those things. If she's wanting to have new things in her life and she's not willing to speak on it, how the fuck do you think you're ever going to get those things? You guys have to be able to talk. You have to be able to nonverbal communication. You have to be able to give silent or not silent. You'll have to be able to give cues, like positive, what do they call it? Positive reinforcement. It's the same way you train a dog. If I do something and you're like, oh, I love that, I fucking remember that.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that she loves that a lot. It's the same thing. It's like that in every facet of our life. When you make something that I really enjoy, this is amazing. And I'll get a second or third plate of it, even though I was full on my first plate, just to let you know how much I like that shit so that you make it again without me being like, I need you to make more of this.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between me saying, yeah, that's good. Mental high five versus you seeing how much I enjoy, right? That's what I'm getting at. I could have used a food analogy instead of a sex one. It matters.
Yeah.
It matters. So I wasn't thinking food because that's, I don't know. Anyways, I do know. I said what I said. I did the thing.
I know. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
I love that you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just made me really happy. You're on a roll.
I'm trying.
Yeah. All right. Continuing.
Yep.
How do you stop resentment from growing when your needs aren't being met, but you also understand why your partner is exhausted?
What? Okay. So now we're in a different territory.
I agree. Continue.
Yep.
Oh, wait. No, I thought you had more to say.
Oh, I thought you said continuing. I
No.
didn't. I didn't have more to say. I mean, I have a whole lot I could say, but we're over 2 hours on this episode already, and I got to be honest, I'm not sure that we need to say a whole lot more on that.
Yeah.
Your needs not being met, squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you don't know your brakes are going bad, you're gonna go check on your brakes. They have squealers on there for a fucking reason. All the dummy lights on your car are there for a reason. There's a whole lot of routine and getting in the car and just doing life and not thinking about all those things because we have guardrails and contingencies in place so that when things start to fail, the fail safe kicks on and we're okay. It gives us time to fix what's going on. Mm-hmm. If those things aren't going on, how the fuck are we supposed to fix it? And if it's too late, then what?
Yeah.
What happens when the brake squealers got bent and your fucking brake pads are digging into your rotors and you no longer have the ability to safely stop? That's what happens when you don't have the conversations beforehand. That was Thunder, and I'm going to bring her in the house.
While you're doing that, I'm going to say what I'm thinking before I lose it. So you guys have 2 children, one of them being a baby, right? Something that I had to come to grips with, and I did it fighting tooth and nail, is that sometimes there are just going to be hard seasons of life. You guys are going to feel disconnected. You guys are going to feel like passing ships in the night. You guys are going to be on different levels of spiritualism, of healing, of whatever the case may be. And that is just life. I believe in a duality in life. You cannot have the good without the bad. Good cannot exist without evil. Polarity. Those moments in life when things are out of your control and there's frustration and you guys are both overworked and there's burnout and there's crying babies and there's all of these other things going on, the way that you guys conduct yourself through these hard times is going to determine how good the good times can be when there is a slower pace. Do I have to add more to that? I do. So cut that, me asking myself, you know what? Leave that in. This is me. The more that I have to add to that is learning how to get through these rough seas in life is how you build up your armor. It's how you become a scaled sailor. Rough seas is how you become a skilled sailor. And the more or the better you become at adapting to these hardships or these rough seas in life, the less they begin to affect the inner workings of your life. You, your relationship, your marriage, the relationship with the kids, you find yourself to be more patient because you understand that this is just how life breathes. It inhales great things and then it exhales the things that it needs to release. And when you feel friction in your life, bitch is telling you that it's time to start releasing things. What are we shedding? What are we letting go? What no longer needs to be in the household? I got into a flow there at the end. All right. So real shit, guys, the way that I can't identify with my intrusive negative thoughts, that's one of those thoughts that didn't come from me. I was literally just a channel. You can say Lord was telling me to say that. That was coming from the universe. That was coming from source. Okay. I did not identify with that thought, but I agree with it. I will identify. Nope, I can't say I identify with that thought because I just said that's a negative on a negative. I will integrate that thought into my beliefs. Do you have anything to add to that?
Nope.
All right.
We still have a whole conversation. Actually, I think there was 2, but I don't remember what the other one was.
Okay.
It was autism and something else.
Well, this is the last of it.
Okay.
How do you keep your marriage strong when life keeps demanding every piece of you before your spouse gets what's left? That is a story and that is a lie that you are telling yourself. You choose how much you give away. Period. Even going to work. If you are working for a boss with a bunch of coworkers, you decide how much you want to give to this job. So you are deciding how much you have left to give your spouse. Continuing, I don't want to leave. I don't want a different husband. I don't want to start over. I want him. I want the connection we used to have. I want to feel like we're a team again instead of 2 exhausted people passing each other while trying to keep life afloat. Because at the end of the day, he's still my person. That's why this hurts so much. I just recently found out that he has a corn addiction and has lied to me for years. I am hurt on top of that. Well, that explains why there is an emotional disconnect. That perfectly explains why, I bet there's other things that led to him having a corn addiction. But that makes sense as to why his brain is not working the way that you would want the brain to work in a marriage.
I look at porn addiction like heroin addiction.
Yep.
Like real shit or meth.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that there's people out there who's gonna be like, oh, it's not the same thing. Anything that's going to disrupt your life, even real shit, you know the difference between body modification and mutilation?
Consent.
Mutilation is something that makes it so that your quality of life decreases.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you cut off your finger, because you want to have a body modification that's extreme and you remove your ring digit and you are no longer able to properly hold on to things or you cut your thumb off, that's mutilation.
Yeah.
Get a tattoo, it's body modification. There's a difference there. When you do something that fucks with the way that your brain operates and it changes your personality in a negative polarity, like I can't deal with that. Like I'm not even comfortable with people around me who make sex jokes. Like every once in a while, it doesn't faze me. But if you're with somebody or there's somebody around you who's always making dick jokes or fucking jokes or whatever the case may be, like I'm uncomfortable with that. I don't want to see it in TV. Like there's a whole lot of things that I have pushed out of my life because those things don't serve me in a positive. People who are addicted to porn, I'm not saying that I look down on you, but I definitely don't hold you in the same respect as somebody who is able to delay gratification. Right? And
It's
that's
self-mastery.
It is self-mastery. It is self-mastery. There's a whole lot of when you're away from your person and you have that urge to catch a nut real quick, like you could do that anywhere. Male or female. You can do it in your car, you can do it in a bathroom, it doesn't fucking matter. Like it's a quick thing as long as you have a way to clean yourself off, you're good. Or you can fucking text your wife or your man and get dirty, flirty and like make it so that there's an anticipation and then beat the brakes off of it or throw it back on them when you get home. Like there's a whole lot of things that could come to that. And not only are you showing a weakness in your ability to delay gratification, you're showing that you are so mentally weak that you can't delay your gratification.
Yeah, you just give in to your primal urges like that.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a whole lot of conversation there, but...
And I do view that as an animalistic primal urge, right? The elevated self, I hear the woo-woo.
Yeah.
There is self-control and discipline that leads to a greater enjoyment of that primal urge.
Do you remember that movie A Knight's Tale?
Maybe.
With Heath Ledger? The redheaded guy who's like, it's called a lance. Hello.
Yeah.
That's one of those Tizza moments for me all the time.
Love that.
I hear hello in two ways. When you say hello, I hear like to the dog or to other people, I hear star people because like your hello sounds like her hello. And then hello. Why did I bring that up? Oh, because one of the moments where the guy is hyping up Heath Ledger's character, he says he once spent a year in silence so that he could better understand the sound of a whisper. And I know that that's like a bullshit thing from a movie, but like there is a whole lot of things that happen when you sacrifice or suffer to get to that thing. Guys, when you want something and you are willing to fucking go through hell to get it, when you get it, it is so incredible. And when you have the ability to just get the thing that you want, it doesn't have any real meaning to it.
Real shit. I think people use self-gratification as a way to escape their life.
It's dopamine.
Yep.
People are so fucking unhappy and miserable nowadays that they look for anything that they can get to feel some sort of something.
Yeah.
That's not misery. And they don't realize that if they learn self-mastery and start meditating and like remove the things that they're chasing their dopamine for, they don't have to go to such extremes to get it. You start finding gratitude in sunsets.
Yeah.
And being outside and feeling dirt underneath your feet and like, your dog laying their head on your shoulder. You know, there's a whole lot of different, like, I don't know, man, your life changes. It's so easy to change your life in terms of saying how to do it. But when you're addicted to that dopamine, there's a lot of work that has to happen.
Yeah. There was a level of, I was using my self-gratification as a distraction from my life. And it got to a point where I could sit there for 40 minutes and it was just numb, not feeling anything. And I went abstinent for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
And it was pure distraction and it didn't do anything anymore, right? I refused to watch pornography.
Same.
So I was not going, because I seen how it had ruined not just relationships, but people. Like I was in a relationship with somebody who had a fucked up corn addiction and I would be on my break at work and I would be receiving links. Be like, oh, check this thing out. And it's like, I'm out here killing myself at a job and you're sitting at home watching porn. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Like they're the multi-level disrespect that happens there, right? But away from that. So it got to a point to where the dopamine ran out that anything else was better than trying to get an O, which is crazy to think about, right? Because it's supposed to be this super wonderful, intimate, joyous thing, and it was just as boring as watching paint dry.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. It changes the brain. Continuing.
Yep.
I just recently found out about the corn addiction. We found out that he has vertigo, so I got scared and I've been taking care of him when part of my heart is hurting because of him. Isn't vertigo like a walking thing?
It's your equilibrium is off, so when you stand up, you get dizzy or the world shifts. It's hard to function.
Is that like a debilitating thing? Do you need?
Well, to a degree, it can be, yes.
Okay.
I have seen people get vertigo so bad that they can't stand. Like they have to stay seated or laying down. The more contacts with the earth, the better, kind of thing.
Oh wow!
But you can still experience while laying down, like your inner gyrosphere is like one of those things that you stand in and it just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Vertigo.
So I asked that question because is this you taking on more than you need to with him? And in a way, getting him accommodated to you taking on more? Or is he actually at a point where he needs somebody to step in, help him walk around the house, whatever? It sounds like he's still going to work. So if he's still going to work and can do that he doesn't suddenly become enfeeble at home. I'm just saying there needs to be a level of consciousness there and how much you are giving of yourself to this and the pit that you may be digging yourself into by giving too much.
The porn addiction thing in this probably should have been in the beginning of the email.
I agree.
It changes a whole lot of the conversation.
Yeah.
It changes the understanding of the situation too.
It does.
No wonder you feel so disconnected. Yeah.
Continuing, what should I do in this situation? How can I help him or should I help him? I love him and he is the father of my children, but is love enough? Should we go to marriage counseling? What should I do for myself? Will we be okay? Will it get better? Thank you for reading.
Love is not enough.
Love is not enough.
And love is also a verb, guys.
It is.
It is an action. It's a choice. Couples counseling, anytime you guys think you should go to therapy or couples counseling, do that shit. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of you guys will be like, I ain't fucking doing that. Idiot. You're an idiot.
Yes.
If I told you that you could do this thing and it's going to make you a better person, and you're like, no, I don't want that. Fuck do you mean you don't want to be better? Why would you not want to improve who you are?
Yeah. You're just a stubborn asshole.
Right. Right. Are you afraid of what's going to happen? Because that sounds like some fear to me. Sounds like you're scared. If you're scared, say you're scared. Yeah. I would rather you be like, no, I'm scared of therapy, than to be like, I ain't doing that shit. You don't sound tough.
No, you don't.
There's no, like, you're not cool. You're not like the edgy kid in the back of the class with your feet on the desk. I ain't doing this assignment. Cool. You're not.
Right.
You're a fucking grown-up now who's responsible for their own mental health and well-being. Mm-hmm. And when you can't take care of your own mental health and well-being, what's going on with your fucking kids? Right? Like, you owe your family the ability to improve yourself. And therapy is the Home Depot of your mental health. You can go and get all the fucking tools that you need and then go utilize those tools. And once you own those tools, you can never pawn them bitches. You've got them forever. No one can steal them out your truck. Like, you have the tools. You can rebuild yourself every fucking time that you need to because you spent a little bit of time with another human being who was trained to train people to fix their shit.
I have nothing to add on to this. I feel like we've said a lot.
We have. 2 hours and 30 minutes fucking podcast.
What should I do in this situation? We can't tell you what you should do. We've given a lot of suggestions throughout all of this. But ultimately, you have to decide what you should do in this.
Yep.
How can I help him or should I help him? I don't know what you're asking that in regards to. You made a lot of statements about how you're carrying the mental load and that he has vertigo, but I don't know what aspects. Is he a poor listener? Does he get angry? Right? There was really no meat on the bones of what you've provided. Love is not enough. We answered that. Should we go to marriage counseling? Husband did a phenomenal job answering that. What should I do for myself? You need to start loving yourself and finding value in you and the things that you provide. And one thing that was very hard for me to learn was that I am in charge of my own joy and my happiness, and I have to go out of my way to make that happen. If I want my husband to kiss me, I should kiss my husband. If I want to have intimate time or have sexy time with my husband, I am allowed and capable of initiating that and getting that for myself as well, not just waiting around like a damsel in distress. Yep. Will we be okay? that depends on you guys.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot here. Like, I don't feel like this email has enough information to it in terms of what's going on. I think that there's a lot of things that were left out.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want to trauma dump. And I respect that. Real shit. Like, there's probably a whole lot of stuff in there that I wouldn't have wanted to listen to. I do believe that you can fix your marriage. I believe that your husband has to want to do the same thing.
Yes.
And if he doesn't want to fix the marriage, it doesn't matter what you do. Couples counseling is not going to help. Therapy won't help. Fucking, not watching porn's not going to help at that point. You're going to he's got to want to do the thing. And he's got to want you.
Yes.
Right? Like that's it. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you're like, hey, I'm not happy and I want to go to therapy, will you come with me? And they go, no, I don't want to do that. The relationship doesn't matter as much to those people, right? Like there's a whole lot of I have to put my discomfort aside for another human being in order to do these things. And if I don't love that person or want to do that enough, that says a whole lot about where your relationship is. You guys got to really think about that. Like you really need to allow people's actions to speak because they do,
They do. And then the final question is, will it get better? And that is, again, dependent on you guys and what you actually want from this. Yeah. I think no matter what, your life will get better if you want it to be better. And you will make the moves and the choices to do that. And I said this the other day on an episode, and I will repeat it here. Sometimes the quote-unquote best thing to do is not always going to feel good. Sometimes you're going to have hard conversations. Sometimes you're going to have to eat crow. Sometimes you are going to have to wait. And, right, you can't make somebody feel something, get over something, or get on board with something in a moment.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of patience, yeah. I have nothing else.
Me either.
I'm ready for that soup in the fridge.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I was going to do the autism thing.
Oh, yeah.
We can wrap up and I can just do it for Patreon. It's literally just a document I typed up and posted in the church server.
Okay.
So we can quickly outro and then I can just read that. You can make your soup. You'll still be able to hear me in the kitchen.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. As always, guys, remember you are the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye.
All right. So guys, I had a thought this morning. And I don't remember what the community talk was, so I'm not going to get into that. But I had I know, but I can't remember what it was. I honestly can't remember what it was. And like, I know that you and I have had a lot of talks about him and Mia over the last 24 hours, and it might have been something to do with that, but I don't remember, and I don't want to. Okay. I just don't want to. Okay, we got time because I have to find the document. She's going to go use the bathroom. And while she's using the bathroom, I'm going to locate this document, and then we're going to get into it. I'm going to preface this a little bit while she's doing this. She already knows this. So for those of you who are familiar with the Law of One is somebody who channeled Ra from Egyptian times. That's a very shallow explanation. They call themselves Ra, but it is a social memory complex of beings that share a telepathic bond. And over the course of, I think, 6 years, they channeled this group of entities and asked them a fuck ton of questions about the human experience. And out of that came the Law of One. It's called the Raw Contact. This is a whole lot. It's not an easy read. I've gone through it 4 or 5 times now. I'm going through it again right now. I listen to it every morning. It's one of my audiobooks that stays in rotation. I bought hardcover book sets. Like, it is a whole thing. It answers a lot about faith. It answers about the world. And in that, they talk about densities and beings and wanderers. Densities are where you're at. Earth is a 3rd density planet that's moving into 4th density as we speak, which means the polarity of people, the way that we live our life is changing. We are in if you guys think about the way the universe works, there is a expansion and contraction in the universe that works no matter what. We have hit that contraction and we're now pulling back in, which is going to create another expansion. And I think that we are currently seeing a harvest and a change into 4th density. Easiest way I can explain that: 3rd density is who we are. 4th density is loving like Jesus. That's the very, very crude explanation. In the Raw Contact, they talk about wanderers. Wanderers are people like Jesus who decided to come back, having an understanding of sixth density experience, which is full love, full wisdom, getting ready to integrate back to God, to become part of the source, however you want to word that. But once we graduate from third density into fourth density, we don't have to do the earth thing anymore. We're able to move into fourth density, fifth, sixth, until seventh, and then eighth, we go back to God. They talk about how as we switch from third to fourth density, in order to maintain a polarity that will establish the earth's change, there has to be a bunch of wanderers who are fourth, fifth, and sixth density reincarnating at third density with the subconscious knowledge of the logos and love and all of the things that is that. Trying to do this in such a simple way without having to get crazy detailed. So if you guys are following me, great. If not, you can ask questions in the chat. I can see it. Hopefully I'll be able to answer it. And in doing so, they believe that the sensory experience of wanderers coming back into third density is heightened because they understand what it is to love from your green ray energy and indigo and crown chakra and all of that. So it creates a very different experience for a third density being who has already passed their density, but they still come back here and they choose to forget, because we have to choose a polarity. That's the point of third density, whether we're good or bad. And even though they've already experienced it, made it to sixth density, and they're reincarnating here, they have to choose their polarity again. So it creates sensory issues. It creates a whole lot of things. Now that I've explained that, I made a document. I'm just going to read through it real quick, so bear with me, guys. Are you ready for me to read this, babe? Yeah. Okay. Wanderer's DNA and the density transition. In the Law of One, Ra describes a group of souls called wanderers. These are beings who have already completed their third density journey on other planets or in other cycles. They graduated, they moved through densities, and then by choice they came back. They incarnated here on Earth during this specific window in time to help with what Ra calls the harvest, the transition from third density to fourth density consciousness. There's a quote from Ra here that says, "They did not come back because they had to. They came back because they chose to serve." When a wanderer incarnates into third density, the veil applies to them just like everyone else. They forget who they are. They forget where they came from. They wake up inside of a human body, inside of a world calibrated to a frequency that is lower than what they're used to, with no memory of why they're here. Ra estimates that there are tens of millions of wanderers currently incarnated on Earth, and he is very clear that most of them are struggling. This happened in the 80s. People who follow the Law of One right now believe that this number is actually in the hundreds of millions now versus the tens of millions, because it's been 46 or 47 years since the contact was made. So the mismatch problem. Think about what it would feel like to grow up wired for a world that does not exist yet. Wanderers carry the vibratory memory of a higher density in their deeper consciousness. Fourth density is a realm of relational transparency where deception is difficult, where connection is more direct, where the energetic reality of other people is felt clearly, like without confusion. These souls, fifth density is a realm of deep pattern recognition and perceptual clarity. These souls are not starting from scratch because they're carrying those existences back into third density. Real quick, fourth density is love, fifth density is wisdom, and sixth density is the combination of the two. They are running that inner frequency through third density nervous systems inside of a world built on separation, competition, survival, and performance. So when you are operating from love, wisdom, or both, coming back to this density where there's so much corruption and ugliness, there's such a hard time for wanderers to adapt to being here. Ra said, "It is like trying to run high voltage electricity through wiring that was not built to carry it. The system overloads, symptoms appear, but the problem is not the electricity, the problem is the fit." Wanderers are described as particularly vulnerable to what we would call today personality disorders, anxiety, depression, a persistent sense of not belonging, difficulty in understanding why people behave the way they do, and an ache for something that has no name in this world. This is a being operating a third density instrument, which is your body, that was not built for the frequency that you are attuned to. So where autism enters the picture, and this is again, I'm not saying that Ra said this. This is a Chris issue that I'm having this morning. Ra also speaks about the density transition as a biological event, not just a spiritual one. The fourth density body is described as a distinct vehicle, more light permeable, less bound by the limitations of third density physicality. We know that we have 85% of our DNA is junk DNA. That junk DNA is primarily light. There are quantum physicists or whatever that field is that believes we are on the verge of becoming Homo luminous instead of Homo sapien, which explains the transition into fourth density beings because there is a love light that comes from that, right? If consciousness is shifting its address, the container has to change with it. So consider what is happening in the world right now. There is a dramatic rise in autism, ADHD, sensory processing differences, and what gets broadly labeled as neurodivergence. The clinical world frames this almost entirely as a disorder, something going wrong, something to be fixed or managed, right? It's pathology. But look at the pattern. Many autistic individuals process sensory information, social data, and environmental frequency at a significantly higher bandwidth than neurotypical people. The filtering systems that most humans use to narrow perception and function efficiently are either absent or operating differently. What if it's not a deficiency? This is from Ra. The suffering often does not come from the consciousness itself. It comes from the mismatch between that architecture and a world that is still calibrated for third density processing. The autistic nervous system in many cases reflects something that looks more like unfiltered reception than a broken signal. The boundaries between self and other, between feeling one's own emotion and absorbing the emotion in a room are often far more permeable. That permeability is exactly what Ra describes as natural to fourth density, where the veil is thinner and the energetic reality of interconnection is more directly felt. In third density, that is overwhelming. In fourth density, it is the norm. If you guys ever come to ceremony with us, you will experience a collective consciousness while you're in the medicine, especially if you know the people in ceremony. If that bond is there, the more people that is there, you will experience your turn to grieve, to laugh, to scream, to breathe. You will feel other people's emotions. There is so much that happens in a social memory complex, a collective consciousness while in the medicine, because that veil gets lifted a little bit while you are communing with the spirit of the medicine. Whole other thing. The Hermetica, an ancient Egyptian wisdom text, contains a passage that speaks pretty much to this entire thing. It describes the soul being housed in a body that is fashioned to conform to it. The power, called skill, ensures that each individual frame is built as a fitting home for the particular soul that it houses. Lively souls get lively bodies. Powerful souls get powerful bodies. That is the Hermetic correspondence operating at a biological level. As above, so below, as within, so without. If the inner is shifting, the outer has to reflect it. Biological expression is the outer. A rapid increase in a population wired for higher sensitivity during a power of density transition is not random. Ra says the body is trying to match the soul inside it. What we are calling disorder may be the species practicing the instrument it is going to need. I take that as so many of us are becoming autistic and neurodivergent because that biological shift is starting to happen into fourth density, and we are tuning the earth and us as species into being able to function that way for future generations. I don't know if you heard any of that.
Just to interject real quick, I agree with everything that my husband is saying right now. When I think back to my childhood, and I have started tracing back when I can identify borderline behaviors in my childhood, I never felt like I belonged, right? I always felt like I was too sensitive, like I was, right, making things up. I was having visions as a child. I was seeing spirits as a child. The veil was very thin, and we could say third density trap really did make me question all of my spiritualism and my connection and my woo-woo, like all of this makes sense and real shit is very validating. Yeah.
Booty, booty, booty be rocking everywhere. So what I'm not saying, this framework, this document is not saying that every autistic person on the planet is a wanderer. I don't believe that that's the case. However, I do believe that a lot of us who are autistic probably are. Or that autism involves no real suffering. Or that support and integration are unnecessary. I do believe that the mismatch is real, that pain is real, that the need for community is so fucking necessary, that understanding and tools to navigate third density is absolutely crucial. What it is saying is that the what I am saying is that the diagnostic frame that we use to interpret these differences may be fundamentally backwards. We are measuring these individuals against a third density standard and calling the deviation a disorder. But if the transition is real, right? If this is real, and if biological diversity is showing up right now, this is the part of how the species prepares for what comes next. Then the standard itself is going to shift because it's like the mutant thing, guys. Eventually we are going to overtake. It's like the caveman, and then Homo sapien and us Cro-Magnon man taking, and like the shift that happened, like we became a better version and we fucked them out of existence. Like there's going to be a shift that's going to happen with population. Ra also notes wanderers, because of their openness and their lack of the distrust that third density typically generates, are particularly vulnerable to being used or harmed by negative polarity. I'm gonna read that again, because this is my son to a fucking T. Wanderers, because of their openness and their lack of the distrust that third density people, right, typically generates, they are particularly vulnerable to being used or harmed by negative polarity beings. The permeability that makes them sensitive also makes them easy to overwhelm. This is why grounding is so important. This is why meditation matters. This is why things like, aligning your chakras and making sure that there's no blockages are such a prevalent thing. I'm watching the numbers drop down, guys. I know that this content isn't for everyone. I'm not going to feel any type of way about it if you guys decide to dip out right now. I totally get it. This isn't for everyone. I'm not trying to be for everyone. I'm just I need to get this out. This has been in my head since this morning and it's not stopped. And this is my release. I'm putting it out into the ether so that I'm done with it. This is also why community matters. This is why having a framework that names the actual experience is not just intellectual, it is protective. So the bigger picture, Ross speaks about an overlap period during the transition. Third and early fourth density bodies are present on the planet simultaneously. We are all here together, meshed like caveman and Homo sapien. And right now the shift is unfolding. We are occupying the same space at the same time. However, not everyone is going to arrive here at the same time. Some are still building the foundation of third density integrations. Others may be wiring up early for what comes next. The wanderers come first. They come to hold frequency, to serve, and to help anchor the transition. Many of them have spent their entire lives confused about why they do not fit. Why the world feels so loud, too dense, too dishonest, too disconnected from something that they can feel but cannot name. It's fucking making me emotional. Same. Ross said, the answer was never that they were broken. The answer was that they were early. And the children arriving now with nervous systems built for higher bandwidth, with permeability where walls used to be, with pattern recognition that exceeds what this density has historically asked for, may not be symptoms of something going wrong in the species. It may be the species beginning to answer the call of transition. The transition is not only a spiritual event, it is biological, it is relational, it is happening in the bodies of real people, many of whom have never heard the word wanderer, and have spent their entire lives being told something is wrong with them. Part of that work of this moment is giving people a framework that tells the truth, not to bypass the struggle, but to locate it correctly, because you cannot integrate what you have been taught to demonize. I started thinking about a lot of things this morning with all of this. I started thinking about our kids because I think little Miss might be ADHD. She's not been tested for anything yet. Little man is ADHD and autistic. Peaches and I are both autistic. We have so many people in the community that's neurodivergent. We have so many people in the community that are people pleasing and that are broken and hurting and yes men, and because they want to love the way that Christ loved, and they want to believe in people and believe in humanity because we have something inside of us that wants to see the good in everyone. We recognize the divine creator that exists inside of every single living mind, body, spirit complex. Our son he's so gentle. And sometimes it frustrates the fuck out of me because I view some of his scariness as a weakness. Like, I don't want him to be afraid of things. And like, I guess viewing it as a weakness is probably not the right term. I don't want him to live his life in fear. And it bothers me because I don't know how to make that a thing, but he loves everyone. He doesn't want to see people hurting. He doesn't want to see people being disenfranchised. He doesn't want to see people not having equality. He doesn't understand how fucked up this planet is yet. And like everything that he does is so genuine. Like it's just good. I got beat for all of that when I was a kid. I see so much of him, like of me and him. And Peaches and I have talked about this at length. Autism when I was a kid was Rain Man. We didn't have a spectrum. You had to be severely non-functioning autistic to be labeled with autism. And like, we didn't have an understanding, and they misdiagnosed so many people with borderline and CPTSD and all of these other things because they were autistic. And I had this want, like I didn't want to hurt people and I didn't want to be in trouble, and I just wanted to be loved, and like I wanted to love, and I wanted to do all the things that my son is currently doing. And having this run through my head today has put so many things in alignment. And like, I also believe that there's an environmental factor that goes into our mental health. I believe that they're poisoning us. I believe that our governments and corporations are trying to make us sick. They're trying to make us dependent. I don't think that that's a conspiracy theory. I think that they profit off of our illness. And I do think that that's contributing to some of this, which is why I don't think that everybody who's autistic is a wanderer. And I do believe in birth defects and all of those things as well. But there are people here who are going to have a very hard life because there are third density people here that just want to take advantage of other people and they want to do harm. And they see these things as an incomplete version of humanity. As we are able to authentically live as ourselves and stop caring about so much what other people think about us, and we're able to love like Jesus, Yeshua, love like the Christ, and understand that we are all one, there's going to be a really big shift. And I believe that our kids are going to live in a world that is very different than the one that we're in. Wasn't expecting to get emotional. And I'm not sorry for it. I been thinking about this a lot today. I know that this is not to be better content. I know that there are people in our community who have flat out said that they don't want to see the church content bleed over to the to be better content. And I'm going to put this out there now and tell you guys that this is who Peaches and I are. And we are not going to not have these conversations because it makes you uncomfortable. And if that makes you leave our community, we love you. And we're sorry that this no longer serves the needs that you have. And we're glad that we were able to help you along in the process of when you were struggling and needed us. And we'll be here when you come back. But beyond that, like, I'm not going to live in a way that does not align with who I am. What are you doing? Sorry, I made you cry. We have really good kids. We are going to continue to keep the church server separate and the church Patreon separate. So for those of you who are really into what I'm saying, and this is something for you guys, please check out the church server. That community is going to do a whole lot of things. I remember the community thing. I'm going to need you to sit back down over there. I need to blow my face, though. I'm going to put the camera back on the main screen. Guys, I will be right back. Holy shit, we've got somebody that understands the law of one shit going in the chat. I put in additional thought in the other Discord about this. It's a little bit longer of a response. I think with 600 million wanderers and a massive shift as Earth is ending the 75,000 year cycle, everything is getting hit with the fourth density light waves. I agree. Yep. It is a neurodivergent person, a wanderer signaling to other wanderers, and or are the result of the Earth ending the master cycle and getting bombarded by higher frequency waves, contributing to the shift in energy, allowing opportunities for non-wanderers to perform service to others and understanding or supporting. Yes.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. You know, why am I so fucking emotional right now?
You're purging.
Jeff Graham has, so I don't have Bane anymore because of Jeff Graham. You guys, most of you know this. I gave Jeff Bane because of his son, Jeffrey, who has fetal alcohol syndrome and is nonverbal autistic. I think he's 12 years old now and still wears a diaper. Like he's not a normal functioning human being, but he's so happy when you see him. All he wants to do is wave and hug you and blow kisses and just exist with you. Like he's happy all the fucking time. And I understand there's a frustration in him because of the way that he is nonverbal. And then I think about people who have Down syndrome. Like there's so much love and happiness inside of people who are neurodivergent normally. When we don't feel love and good, it's because of other people.
Yeah.
And because other people have put us in a position where we can't feel authentically us.
Have to suppress and mask to make them comfortable.
Right. Okay. I'm moving on to the community thing. We've been very transparent with the church and everything that's going on. So because we've been very transparent, I know a lot of the church server is part of this. So a lot of you are there. I want you guys to hear this. We have saved everything up until last month. Everything that we've made, even the ceremonies that we're doing, we paid for that.
Yeah.
And the money that we made back to the church stayed in the church server. We just drained that account, buying a whole lot of equipment so that we can start making essential oils and medicine. Can't call it that. We can call it now, but once we get this FDA approval, we can't call it medicine anymore.
Yeah.
We can call it other things, but right now I'm calling that shit medicine. We are going to be making things that's going to help heal you, at least energetically, right? So we used a lot of the money that we had put away for that thing. The Patreon community that we have, all of that money gets deposited into a bank account once a month, and we had not touched it until 2 weeks ago. The goal is to, and still I believe is to eventually end up with land so that we can build a community on, so that people can come and be a part of this and do and live and exist in harmony. Whether that looks like a big piece of land or people buying houses near each other so that we can all operate inside of a holler, or whatever the case may be, we want to be able to build a real community of people because it doesn't exist anymore. Billy is in Georgia. This is why this is all tying in. And I was speaking to him yesterday about hardships and tattoo shops and things that are going on. And I admitted something to him yesterday that I hadn't even really admitted to myself. It just came out while we were talking, and it made me really think about, like, why did I just say that to him? Mm-hmm. I've been looking for land. I believe that God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, will give you what you want. And I don't believe you have to ask for it. I think you just need to believe that it is, and that things are just going to come into fruition. So for months, I have been looking at land. And I've not just been looking in the States. I've looked in Ecuador. I've looked in Guatemala. I've looked in the Bahamas. I've looked into Puerto Rico because you've got family there. I've looked into Costa Rica. I've looked at Vietnam. Like, I have looked at buying land. I understand that buying land in other countries may make our community not as viable. So I was like, maybe this isn't the move. And I was like, okay, well, then I need to just be looking in the United States. And I found some owner financing land that we could buy right now without the church money. Like, we could buy that land and owner finance. The payment would be nothing for us while we start to build and do the thing. But I told Billy yesterday that I don't know if I'm going to do this. And it's the first time that I have had doubt of us doing this. And I know that we've been saying that we want somebody to come to ceremony and sit with the sacrament that has money or land and be able to donate that to the church, because it'll be divine at that point. It'll be what somebody's being called to do. And I feel like that's what we needed to do. I don't know if I want a community of people. I don't know if I want to be responsible for that many souls. We are already being accused of being a cult for years now. And like, I know that that's bullshit, and you know that's bullshit. And building a community like that just adds fuel to the fire for the people who think that we are that. But if we buy land for us and just focus on us and let people come and be when they want to be and just do the thing, like, it's a very different experience, And like, I don't know if that's what I want anymore. I don't even know if I want to be in the United States anymore. I really think about the farming aspect here. Like, you can farm pretty much anywhere, and we could do a lot with 10 acres. We could do a lot with 20. We're doing a lot with 1.
Yeah.
But I also realized how important a community is, because I don't want to just live with the 2 of us on our land. I want the kids to be there. I want Carrie there. I'd like Taylor there. I'd love to have Billy and Mia, Jenny, Zach. Like, there are a lot of people. Fucking Andrew and Jessica would be cool with their kids, and Levi and Tiffany and their kids. Like, the more that we could have that is the way that we live our lives, I honestly think that it would enhance everyone's existence. Being able to run around and catch fireflies and play freeze tag and do all of the things that kids do is going to build a sense of community that we don't have as a species anymore. And that's something that I've craved for a very long time, but I am now, I think I'm afraid. What if I can't make this happen? Land is expensive. We make good money between the businesses, but we have our own life already. And to sell all of this to hopefully do the thing, so that other people can live off of us, is going to create moochers.
Yeah.
There's no skin in the game for them. Do I really want to put that out there? And if we keep all of this and buy the land that we were planning to do, to be able to do it to scale, we're millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And that's not an unrealistic number. To buy 10 acres of land in Florida, we're at a minimum of $100,000 just for bare land. And that's before electric and wells and septic and all of the other things that come along with it. And there are other states where we can get land a lot cheaper. And if we could find that land that's got a house on it already, we could finance that through a bank. But what happens if we do all of that and it doesn't work? There's a lot on my shoulders that come to this, and I don't know if I can carry that responsibility for the world, for our community like that. I'm doubting myself pretty hard right now. Yep. And I didn't even think I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I don't want to put that negative polarity out, but this is one of those fear of failures for me. I very desperately want to have that space. And if we had the land and people were able to build their own homes in it, I would be totally okay with them just being there. We don't need the money. We just need to have the land for them to do it and have people take care of animals and farm and help. I want to be able to know that if we leave for somewhere, our garden's not going to die. I want to know that if somebody needs to help homeschooling their kids, you got them. What if we get somebody that's having a rough night mentally, that's a veteran, I can be there for them. There's a whole lot of serve the community and be there and do the thing that I want. I crave that, but I don't know. I'm doubting myself. I'm having a lot of, I guess, just insecurity about all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's time for you to step away from that thought process for a little bit.
It might be.
And I think you need to focus on the things we're doing right now. Let the church fund build back up, and then we can revisit that.
Yeah.
You're a very capable man.
We have
Christopher fucking Burkett.
Yeah. We have so much going on. We have so fucking much going on right now. And real shit, we're extended right now. This is in terms of, this is just us being completely honest with you guys. We've been very clear about the money we make and all the things that's going on. We've not hid any of that. We're honest with this. We have done so much in such a short amount of time that like our credit is now at a point where there's so much leverage that they're starting to decrease credit cards because our debt to income ratio is so high. Part of that's the RV, not a big deal. I know that if, and we will, not if, because now it's time to buckle down. By the end of the year, all of that debt will be paid off. I'm not delusional about it. This is the cycle that we've lived in for the last 8 years of our life. 7 years of our life, or however long it's been that we've been doing this. And it's the building process. Like this is the way that it goes sometimes. But when we get to the point that we're at right now, it gets so fucking heavy for me and so stressful that like, it's very easy to throw my hands up and go, I don't want to do this anymore.
I get that.
Right. I would love to, Kentucky did a lot for my soul. And if we were able to do all the things that we do here in Kentucky, like I wouldn't have wanted to come home.
I get that.
And it's taken everything I've had not to email or text that chick that owns that house to be like, hey, what's up with that house? Because she's going to finish the basement. And real shit, if they were to just carpet and drywall and get it done and didn't put any rooms down there, it would be perfect for us.
Yeah.
And it would be a year lease that they could fucking stack their money and do the thing. And we could set up a whole podcast thing there. And like from April until September, we could be not in Florida. And there's a whole lot that we could do there. The problem with that is all of our shit here would die. There's not a situation where there's nothing out there that's sustainable on its own. We've been in droughts. We've had record heat. Like everything is fucking suffering on our property in terms of plants. And there's a whole lot of, I don't know if that's possible either. So like, am I going to have to choose between the lesser of two evils? Because if we do rent another property and we go somewhere and we're gone for half the year trying to live a different life, everything here is going to suffer.
Right. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get my food.
Okay.
Are we going to be?
We can just wrap up.
Okay.
I'm emotional now and trying not to cry again. So like, I shouldn't have done that to myself. I don't know why the fuck that happened just now, but
I shouldn't have done that to myself.
Yeah.
Babe, don't say that.
I did this to myself. I did this to us. I made us cry.
Right. And I feel good about it.
Yeah. I don't
You
like
should
crying.
too. This is you perpetuating that it's bitch shit to cry. And I don't like that.
It's not it at all. I'm tired now.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing just wore me the fuck out. Like I expended so much energy going through that document that I'm ready to go sleep on the couch again.
And I think you need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, thanks for being here. She's going to go eat. I'm going to go nap. We'll see you guys in Discord. Everybody have a good day.
Bye.